Oh, yeah. Little impromptu late night boxing talks. Was just gonna do another episode of the relay, but I'll do that tomorrow. I wanna do 4 tomorrow, so I'll only do 3 today. You know, shoot the shit about this Boots situation. He's turning out to be a disappointment, Boots, but I'm really not surprised. Not because he isn't a good fighter. He's a good fighter, but that kinda speaks to the conversation that we've been having here on the channel for the last, I'll say 3 days, about how American fighters are often overhyped. They set the bar so high for these guys that they make it difficult for them to live up to these expectations because these expectations ain't based on nothing real. Shout out to Slums. We're going to talk about how should people feel about Boots not taking on a major fight, his first fight as a junior middleweight. Do they hold that against him? Is it a duck? Can we say that already? That, yeah, yo, you ducking, you straight ducking, basically. But one thing I will say is that people are a lot quicker to turn on Boots, now than they were 2 years ago. 3 years ago, he was the darling at Showtime. He was going to be all these amazing things for the welterweight division. I don't even think that Boots made a bad decision, per se. Going to Matchroom, I think, was the right thing to do because if he was at the PBC, he'd be worse off there than he is now. So, did he make the right decision? Yes. Going to Matchroom was the right thing to do, and they kept him active. They kept him busy, busier than he would have been if he were at the PBC. They didn't put him behind a paywall. His fights were made readily available to all DAZN subscribers. But there's a lot of pressure on the fighters now. There's a lot of pressure, and you can't use political boundary lines or politics or bureaucratic red tape as an excuse anymore. The boxing sphere is essentially opening up for anybody who wants to be in a big fight. You can be. The opportunity is there for everyone. And now they're separating the contenders from the pretenders. A lot of fighters is getting caught in the crossfire of that. Carlos Adames, I just talked about it in a video I uploaded 3 hours ago. Turkey hits you up. And I believe Turkey. I believe Yanni Beck. These people don't got a reason to lie. I see people on Twitter copping pleas for this dude. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what's wrong with a lot of y'all for real. What, did he sign a hat for y'all or something? Shit is crazy. Y'all gonna stop with that Superman shit. I ain't watching that shit. All the motherfuckers I'm seeing saying that shit trash. But yeah, Boots is caught in the crossfire of the new landscape, the way that things work now. That, buddy, if you want to make a lot of money for a fight, you can. If you want to make a lot of money for a fight, is it bad that his very first fight as a junior middleweight, because it would seem, I think they said that they offered him, I know they said they offered him Virgil, and he wanted 2 tune-up fights. But I heard somebody mention that they also offered him Murtazaliev. What it do, Edwin? What it do, Pervy? It's like, is it really that bad that he said, nah, I want to have 2 tune-ups? Or is it, no, you just a fucking ducker, bro? Are people being too harsh on Boots is the question of the night. So let's open up the chat to the panel. Let's get into it. But like I said, that with him, they're very quick to turn on him now because the hype behind him was never based on anything. It wasn't based on something that he did. It wasn't based on somebody that he beat. It was all just pre-cum, basically. That's all that was, pre-cum. The fuck is y'all so high on this dude for? And it's because y'all wanted somebody to beat the kid from Omaha. So he was there. He's a big welterweight. And y'all turned him into Superman. The live ends. Oh, shit. But Tuna, Boots can be allowed one tune-up, but two, nah. You know, because the thing is that people see how other champions have done it, right? When Loma moved up to 135, he took on a champion right away. When Terrence Crawford moved up to 147, he took on a champion right away. And he did the same thing at 154. He took on a champion right away. You know, Canelo, he moved up to light heavyweight. He fought Sergey Kovalev, you know, moves down, fights Callum Smith, you know. So people are just expecting that kind of an attitude from Boots. They're expecting that, okay, well, you can't say ain't no money in it. Yeah, it's risky, but the money is there. If you really bought that life, the money is there. Are people being too hard on Jaron Chancoleta Ennis? But like I said, I always thought he's a good fighter. Like, I don't think he's a bad fighter. He's a good fighter, but I never thought he was all the things they made him out to be. You know what I mean? They had this dude, you know, punching volcanoes and shit. Like, yo, dog, relax. He fighting Dulorme, Lipinets, Chris Van Heerden. Won't y'all calm the fuck down? You know? I don't mind the tune-up, but I definitely can understand that. Yeah, like, I could think of some guys that I wouldn't mind he tune up with, like Jesus Ramos. I wouldn't mind that. Brian Mendoza, I wouldn't mind that. Charles Conwell, I wouldn't mind that. That's how deep the junior middleweight division is. That, you know, those are solid fighters. Those are some tough motherfuckers, them guys. Jesus Ramos, Charles Conwell, tough guys. It's not a lot of easy fights at 154, you know? Right? Brian Mendoza, that's a good fight. You know, I know he got fucked up by a couple of guys. Tim fucked him up and Sergey fucked him up, but they couldn't knock him out. They could not put him away. I wouldn't mind him testing Boots. I wouldn't mind that. But I like what Turkey been saying, that, dog, if you want a tune-up fight, go see your promoter. I ain't here to be putting together tune-up fights. You think I'm paying all these fighters all this dough for tune-up fights? Nah, homie. We gonna have a problem. You know? Gonna have a problem. We got Tszyu this weekend, which for me, that's the highlight fight of the weekend. I know that Bam is having a unification, and it's a great fight. I like the fight. But the fight that really has piqued my interest of all the fights on the weekend besides Usyk and Dubois, because that's the one. That's the biggest one. But aside from that, Fundora versus Tszyu, I'm really, really interested in that fight. We know that Sebastian, at least for the last two fights that he's had, he's been trying to use the jab more, use his length more, you know, finally, right? Because we all know how he used to fight before. He used to give up that height, give up that length, box on the inside, put himself in a position where he could be hurt. And eventually he was hurt. So now he's trying to be more of a long-range fighter. It doesn't seem to come naturally to him, though. You know? You could argue that he was doing that in the Tszyu fight, but he was still getting hit, even though he was doing that. And then the success you had, at least some part of it, is because there's blood getting in this guy's eye. He can't see a goddamn thing. So we're going to see if Sebastian has actually built upon that, or nah, the stars just aligned that night for you to win that fight. And unless Tim is bleeding like he was before, unless he's slamming to your elbow like before, it ain't rocking, homie. You know? Why PBC separate the main event presser from all the other fights? They're not putting value. Yeah, I know, but that's Tim's fault, bro. I've been saying that when he started fucking with the Americans, he got starstruck. And he's letting them, you know, like, you let them do you like that with everything, dog. Them dudes bring you to America for Keith Thurman, so at the last minute they can hit you with some Sebastian Fundora. You let them dudes take you away from your big audience in Australia to have you fighting at the fucking Armory in Minneapolis. Eso es culpa tuya. That's fucking backwards, bro. Yeah, let me leave my door in public. Let me fly halfway around the world so I could fight at the Armory in Minneapolis. That's your fault. You know, I like that kid, but like I said, he got starstruck because he thought, oh, the Americans is fucking with me now. I'm about to make it. I'm about to be like nah, them dudes was just trying. This whole time you've been fucking with them, they was trying to set you up, man. The whole time. If Tim does beat Fundora, who does he beat after that? That's a good question, dog. It doesn't, for Tim, it doesn't really get easy after that. You know, you look at Xander Zayas, right? Young kid, boxing on point, not the strongest puncher, but I don't think he needs to be to beat Tim Tszyu. Stylistically, he has the style to beat Tim Tszyu. Yes, I say that now. Xander has the style to beat Tim Tszyu. The other belt. Who's got the other belt? Terrence has the WBA. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen with that. I got to look at their ranks to see who's in line to fight for it. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen with that. You know, so you got the BC held by Sebastian, the BO that is about to be fought for by Zayas versus Perez. That leaves only the IBF, and we know what happened with the IBF champion. I mean, I don't even know that Tim can win that fight, man. That if you know, say best case scenario, he wins this weekend, he knocks Sebastian out. I still don't know if you could beat Bakram, dog. The way that dude fucked you up, he just fucked you up. Like, it wasn't a fight. He just beat your ass. Nah, Pacheco is in line via the WBO, bro. He just fucked him up, man. He just fucked him up. Shout out to John Brim. Does Canelo? No, Canelo has the. Yeah. Canelo has all the belts, bro. He's got all them shits. Yeah, Tio is the biggest clown. But that's not a secret on this channel, you know? I say that shit all the time. It was a dude on Ring IQ Facebook. This was years ago, mind you. This was a long time ago. If I'm talking about Ring IQ Facebook, just know I'm going back 5, 6, 7 years. He said it then. That T.O. and his daddy, them dudes is a bag of cats. You'll see. That's what he told us. He told me that. He told Alexis Rumbero that. He said that shit a long time ago. And now, yeah, we see what he was talking about. That them dudes is erratic. Them dudes be bugging out. You know what I mean? Does Bud come back to... Nah, I don't think so, dog. You don't go all the way up to 168 at his age to then put your body through that to go back down to 154. For who, bro? For Xander Zayas? For Bakram Murtazaliev? For Tim Tszyu? Nah, I don't see that. I think that dude retired, personally. I think he'll retire. He a damn fool if he stick around after that, because what more do you want? Boxers don't have the best track record of knowing when to quit while they're ahead. Roy Jones, more famously, could have quit while he was ahead after the John Ruiz fight. He chose to stick around. Manny is 46 years old, choosing to stick around. You know? Cecilia Brækhus has a fight coming up with Emma Kozin. It's going to go down in Norway, so Cecilia will have home field advantage. But once again, it's a long time since she fought. Doesn't know how to quit while she's ahead. She wants to bow out a champion, you know? We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. That Emma Kozin girl. She's a big girl, big fists, big punch, you know? Canelo will stick around regardless of a win or loss, probably. But a loss would be very damaging to his brand. It would be very damaging to lose to Terrence Crawford. You know, I like the fight. I like both fighters. But Canelo is risking more than Crawford in the sense that, well, you're risking your reputation. You lose to a fighter who's coming up 2 weight classes, who's older than you are, and hasn't fought in over a year, you know? If you lose to him, you're risking your reputation. And I see people, they're already like it's just so annoying that, oh, Crawford's on pads. I don't care if Crawford's on pads because Canelo tested positive for a pad. Why don't you grow the fuck up? How about that? Why don't you just be a grown up and accept that, yeah, Crawford probably on pads, but so is Canelo. I don't give a shit. They're the ones punching each other. I'm just here to watch it. Yeah. I'm still laughing at Berlanga. Yeah, I think we all are, man. The grifters have already started propping up that Glovegate shit for clicks. You know? They're good, they're doing good metrics with this shit, I won't lie. Just like the Wilder shit. They're doing good metrics with this shit, but I just don't have the I don't have the capacity to keep talking about that dumb shit. Like, dog, nobody got a low day raps to fuck you up. Coceras dropped your ass. Did he load his raps? Get out of here, bro. Shit is childish. Shout out to Zerg. A loss would definitely damage his legacy. This would be the second little guy to move up and beat you. The Mayweather loss was negligible, but with the Crawford fight, there are no there just are none. You know, there are none. That's just being completely honest. You got a guy in his late 30s. He hasn't fought in a while. No experience at the weight, jumping up 2 weight classes. Yeah, you're under pressure to knock him out. You got to deliver. You know, you have to deliver. You have to justify the reputation that you have now. You can't just beat him. You can't just eke out a win. You got to fucking knock him out. That'll be another thing we talk about here today. Shout out to motherfucking Mr. Calderon. Rematch bare knuckle if they're worried about raps. Yeah, man, that shit is just gay, bro. Fucking Berlanga. Like, that shit is so fucking pathetic, but that's what American fighters do now. No, es que siempre una fucking vaina. Oh, his rap. Like, man, come on, bro. Grow up, bro. His
It's
raps,
it's it's secondhand embarrassment. Like, bro, you got knocked out. There has to be something wrong.
right?
It has to.
Y la gente, they're just so desperate to try to save face that they'll actually, like endorse the bullshit. Like, bro, just call it what it is. It's fucking bullshit, bro. Coceres is not a hard puncher, and he knocked you on your ass. That was a long time ago. You know,
Yeah.
motherfuckers don't need to load they raps to beat Edgar Berlanga, man. Grow up, man. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Man, we have a big ass weekend, a full weekend of fights, bro. Isn't this amazing,
it's fucking great, bro. Like,
bro?
it's this.
It I usually I'm in my group of friends. I'm the one that knows about boxing, and they'd be like, "Man, shut up." But when I say boxing is back. Boxing is
Oh
back, bro.
no, yeah, boxing is back, bro. Like, it's the things that they're doing is what's bringing boxing back. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I said that, Turkey paid all that money for these big names, right? These guys, fucking Ryan, Tszyu, and Devin, and they shit the bed. When it's the other guys that you got to use, the Morel, the Katayev, the Zapata, these are like, yeah, like, don't believe the hype, bro. It's amazing fights to be made. Pero por ejemplo, en vez de preocupándote de fucking chancleta boots or whatever the fuck, el problema nuevo, whatever the fuck it is, bro, can you bring Rafael over there? Bring
Yup.
Rafa over there, bro. Bring Sugar over there, bro. They'll fight. They'll fight. Like, they will. Worry about that and stop worrying about these. I don't even know what to call them. These front runners, because
Yeah.
that's what they're front runners. Shit is
Yeah.
a
It looks like he's starting to weed out all the pretenders from the actual contenders, and at the same time, it's changing the mentality of the American fight fan. Like
yes, yes.
like this weekend, of course I want to see Bam, but I'm more interested in the Pacheco fight, which he's fighting Trevor that already has a loss, and I don't care. It's a good ass
Okay.
fight.
I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I like Pacheco. I don't want to say I'm high on that kid, but He's one of the more solid fighters. To me, he's one of the more solid fighters at 168. I don't know why so many people think he looked bad with Steven Nelson. I didn't see it that way. I thought they both did their thing. Like, yeah, Steven gave him some work, but Diego gave him some work. He's a good
Yeah,
fighter.
yeah,
you know. But yeah, the mentality is changing because también con estos pendejos that he filters out, ¿verdad? The fighters I'm talking about, también se va ese fan base tóxico. Esa gente
yes.
que no sirve because y'all don't have a reason to stick around. Lo que te gusta a ti, it's not even here no more. ¿Qué te gusta? Gervonta, he's not fighting. Wilder, no, él está acabado. Errol, está acabado. PBC, por poco está acabado. You don't have a reason to watch. You're not gonna sit there and watch Dike Junto Nakatani. You're not
Yeah.
gonna watch that shit. Eso
Fuck
no te
no.
gusta.
But they'll still complain about it.
No,
Still.
te lo estoy diciendo. It's gonna be on a larger scale. It's gonna be what happened with Wilder, but on a much larger scale. Mucha de esta gente se van ahí because they don't like international boxing. Me and you, we can watch fucking Wardley and Adelaide go at it like it ain't fucking nothing. Like, it's boxing, bro. The fuck? We don't
Exactly.
really give a fuck where they from, long as they fight. Pero
Yeah.
esta gente, if he don't live down the block from me, I don't get a chubby. If
Hey,
he don't,
yeah.
it's crazy, bro.
I mean, I still want to see I still want to see an American fighter out there, but we really ain't got shit. If we're being honest.
I want to see it too, but it doesn't stop me from watching. Another fighter will come. Esto es la cosa. I've been on your planet for 500 years, so I can speak with absolute certainty when I say that, yeah, another one will come. But in the meantime, let's watch these Brits beat the fuck out of each other. Let's
Shit.
watch these. Let's watch these Japanese dudes beat the fuck out of while we wait. But another one will come. One always does, and it'll
Eventually.
balance out. It'll
Yeah.
balance out. Shout out to M.A. Bustamante. Saludos, Ring. If Shiraz had loaded gloves, then Bamlanga had loaded teeth against Angulo. That was worth creating videos about, not fake raps. Yeah, le dio una mordida ese panameño. I think he's from Panama, Angulo. He bit him
Shit.
on the shoulder and shit. It's like, bro, que la gente tan muy acostumbrada a ser ridículo. The American fighter is used to be they expect their mediocrity to be accepted, and no, it's not flying, dog, because all the while what they don't want to understand, which is what I've been saying, these people that kiss your ass on the internet, these people that claim to love you, they don't buy shit. You don't understand that? They don't buy shit. That's a million people that ain't worth nothing. You need to take boxing back to being the way that it was so that more people like me will come back. You need more people like, I know you don't want to hear it, but yeah, you need more people like me, not like them. They don't contribute to anything.
Yep. Yep. And you know what, I was on Instagram right now and I just saw and it was like, damn, what the fuck? Gary Russell training. Like, bro. Not his brother. Not his brother. I'm talking about the
No,
older
yo
one.
sé, Gary, I saw, and I was gonna make I was gonna take 5 minutes out to talk about the shit, right? And I was like, bro, it's Gary Russell. What the fuck are you gonna waste 5 minutes on Gary Russell for? Win or lose, he's not gonna fight again after that for like 8 years. This is not
Exactly.
about nothing.
I,
It's not about nothing.
I thought, well, who was it? Mark Maxeo that retired him
Yeah, it was Mark, man. He took his title.
like 4 years ago.
Bro, it was a minute ago, bro. That was a long time ago.
I was thinking they probably told him a couple of months ago. Okay, you're old in the tooth. You're in the back nine and you haven't fought in like 4 years. How about we get you active so you can get that tank payday?
You know what it is? Remember when Abner came back after
Oh
he retired? Remember he came back for one fight and then didn't fight again after that? It
yeah,
was like a year ago, it's like that Gary, I don't this is not a comeback. I don't even look at it as a comeback. I won't look at it as a comeback unless you fight again in the next 6 months. Because what this could be is, no, they needed a body to fill the card, and you want to make some money, Gary? We got a slot we need to fill. That's what that shit is. Like, this dude is not about to do nothing. Come on now. What
and
good
and
shit.
and you probably, I mean, you do know more about this than me. PBC is supposed to go to ESPN.
There's a rumor. Yeah, there. Look, I heard the rumor weeks ago, many weeks ago. I did say it here on the channel that there's an effort behind the scenes to bring PBC, Golden Boy Promotions, and Top Rank to the ESPN platform, basically to sort of replicate what Turkey and DAZN are doing on the ESPN platform. I was told that rumor from a very good source weeks ago. It has to have been over a month, maybe two. And I did divulge it here on the channel. Now, the PBC aspect of it, what I was told was they wouldn't be able to go over there if they were to go over there until the end of this year. That this will be the final year of the Amazon deal. That's just what I was told. Don't shoot the messenger. Golden Boy, I don't really understand that situation because, well, by all accounts, they're still on DAZN unless DAZN is about to give them the boot. Is that what's going on? Because how would they end up on ESPN? How would that happen? And Top Rank, what I was told, if Top Rank stays on that platform, it's under a different kind of deal than the initial deal, that there's not going to be exclusivity and you're not going to get 80 or 90 million annually like you got, as of 2018. It will be different. They'll work with different promoters. And that's where those rumors about Top Rank having more than one broadcaster come in, having upwards of like three, that, well, if they're not going to get 90 million like they were before, they're going to have to find that other money somewhere else. Otherwise, they're going to have to start laying people off,
Yeah.
But yeah, that I heard that a while ago. And we'll see, because even if the rumor, or even let's just say that everything about the rumor is true, right? Let's play devil's advocate. That doesn't mean it's going to work out.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're going to iron out the deal. There could be conversations like that happening, and I believe that they are, but that doesn't mean it'll work. The PBC stable is actually super duper thin, bro. It's
Yeah.
super thin.
I can't. I can't think of like five fighters. I mean, pretty much the whole state was fighting tomorrow. Well, Saturday. What?
Bueno, ¿quién está allá? Si Benavides se fue para Riyadh season
Yeah.
y Javante está involucrado en esta vaina, que es policía, domestic violence, ¿verdad?
Yep.
What the fuck? What do you got? Resendiz, Brandon Figueroa.
Mario Barrios.
Yo, fucking Stanionis' next fight is in Lithuania.
Jesus. They're about to bring Luis Ortiz back, bro.
Fuck around? Shit, you know what they're gonna bring back? Peter Quillen.
Oh God, Kid Chocolate. Fucking
you bringing back Gary Russell, bro? Gary fucking Russell.
Fucking Wilder left to Black Prime.
Right? What? Yes, and that's what speaks to. That's really what tells me que ellos están en olla. If they had money, why wouldn't Wilder have come back over there? Why the fuck would he be in Wichita, Kansas? What the fuck? Fighting in a Pyrex sheet.
Bro, the downfall. Like damn, the downfall is crazy because you were in some. He was in some wars with Fury, with Ortiz, and then now you're fighting in Kansas, bro.
Y pa qué? Shout out to Jay Nels. How big is the cut gonna be from Dubois? A Dubois headbutt. Dude's gonna be dirty because he can't beat Usyk in a boxing match. Yeah, I think that he's gonna come out hard and fast. Like honestly, I think he's gonna come out really aggressive, really anxious in the first couple of rounds. He wants to finish him early, and that does make him more dangerous, though. Like that does that. Yeah, if he's coming out looking for a knockout early, you got to survive that initial storm, and you got to let him punch himself out. You got to let him waste that energy. The more he wastes in the beginning, the less he has towards the end. But yeah, is he gonna? I think he's gonna come out like a bat out of hell, dog. He's gonna come out mean and aggressive, and it's gonna be quick. Usyk has to survive that shit.
Yep, and hopefully he doesn't get old overnight. Hopefully.
Yeah, because it happens. I mean, me encanta el tipo. He's been great for boxing, bro. I love watching that guy fight, but he's only human, you know? He's only human. Like, I have him winning. I'm going with Usyk by way of knockout on the premise that just because you feel more confident, you didn't, the way you fight, your X's and O's did not change. It's just you try harder, but that could get you knocked out. So it's always the same. If you go looking for a knockout, chances are you're going to get knocked out. That's the thing. You got to let it happen. When you see the opening, you take it. But if you chase it, yeah, you might get hit by a fucking car.
Shit.
You might get hit by a fucking car. So, yeah, the downfall of Wilder, the downfall of PBC is crazy because they had so much startup money, bro. $500 million.
Half a
Half,
billion.
half
What?
a billion.
Over 200 fighters, I believe.
Right? And that's not counting the network money that they acquired because the 200 million, the $500 million is separate from whatever they got on Showtime, whatever they got on Fox. You're getting annual budgets from them, pero cuando eso, they already burned all that Waddle and Reed money. They already spent that shit. It's amazing, dog. Like, wow, dog. 10
It was.
years.
I was about to say it's been 10 years of bullshit. It was.
Pure.
I could probably say like one fight that I can't believe that they did undefeated Sean Porter versus undefeated Keith Thurman.
No, Sean wasn't undefeated. He had already
Oh, Keith,
lost to Kell Brook
my
before
bad.
that.
It wasn't. Was it,
No. And if we're gonna be fair,
yeah.
there were a handful of fights that were they had every so often a good fight. The one you mentioned, Porter and Thurman, that was a good fight.
Great.
Lara and Hurd, that was a good fight. Wilder and Ortiz, the first one, because it wasn't a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. DeGale versus Jack at 168 when they were both champions. It
Okay.
ended in a draw, but that was a good fight.
Santa Cruz, Frampton.
Both of them shits was good.
Both
The first
of them.
one and the second. What was another one that was good? Charlo Castaño. That was a good fight. That was a good fight.
Yes.
Both of them shits was good. It's
The
not
one.
that it's not that they never had a good fight. And that's the thing, that people deliberately take the things that we say, the criticisms that we have, out of context. The criticism has always been they block fights. Yeah, y'all could do y'all little in-house thing. Everybody does their in-house thing. But when Eddie Hearn is sending Charlo $7 million for Andre, let him fucking take it. When he's sending Gervonta $7 million for Tevin Farmer, let him fucking take it. Stop making excuses. When DAZN is ready to give Wilder $100 million to come unify for Undisputed, let him fucking take it. And there's a whole laundry list of instances just like that where they got in the way of a fight on a low level and at a high level, you know?
But at the same time, it was in-house fights that they stopped.
También es el otro lío que Santa Cruz versus Russell should have happened. Charlo versus Lara should have happened. Charlo versus Hurd should have happened.
Charlo versus Jacobs
should have happened. Wilder versus Martin, yeah, that should have happened. Y'all had two champions on the same side of the street. You preferred to let Charles sell his belt to AJ. Yeah, Charles was y'all fighter at the time. I didn't try to make that shit.
A lot
of fucking it's a lot. Like, it's a lot that not just the ones that they blocked with other people, but the ones that they didn't make among themselves. Why did Thurman versus Spence? That was a big fight.
Oh my God.
That was a big fight. Thurman en eso tiempo, Thurman was associated with some of the highest TV ratings that the PBC ever had. The fight that he had with Danny Garcia, huge TV ratings at that time. It was a while ago, eso es un tiempo antiguo, but yet it brought in a lot of viewership. The Porter fight brought in a lot of viewership. So it's ready, you know? It was ready. Y'all didn't make it. Didn't make it.
Jesus.
You know? That was a hot fight. That was a hot fight, 2017, 2018. Nah, y'all just... No, I'm not ready. Oh, all right, bro. Okay. You're not ready. Now look at him. Who even knows what the fuck he's gonna do, bro?
Shit.
Who fucking knows?
Spence también, he's done. Is it,
Ese tipo un fracaso, man.
isn't it the 2 years coming up next weekend or?
No, it's already 2 years because it was no, yeah. You're right. It's been 2 years officially to the date of the because it was what July of 2023, the
Yeah,
29th. So yeah, next weekend, not this one. That officially makes 2 whole years.
700 days. God damn.
It feels like it doesn't even feel like it was that long ago, but it's been a
Doesn't.
while.
And
And
it's
bro, que ese tipo no va a venir para atrás. He's like, I don't see him. I don't see him boxing. I don't.
never say never, bro. I just seen Gary right now. Shit.
Yeah, pero Gary never made the money that Spence made. Spence,
Yeah.
he made some money. He bought some property, right? He's got a
Uh,
ranch. He's got some horses in there. He likes to fuck them when his wife isn't looking.
God damn.
I don't see Spence as a fighter who's gonna come back even if he goes broke. I'm not wishing that on him, by the way. But given his physical state,
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine that he would box again. It really is.
The thing that bothers me is when these fighters start acting like divas. Now, I understand that if you don't want to do something, I completely understand. But the lies, like he said, when like a month ago, 2 months ago, when they asked him, like, "Hey, when are you coming back?" He's like, "Whenever I feel like it. When nobody's gonna make me come back if whenever I feel like it." Like, didn't you get your chubby ass up in that ring with Fundora and take that picture with him?
Exactly.
You were ready then, huh?
The
Yeah,
funny thing
exactly.
was that a few months ago, I don't know if you guys saw, Frank Martin posted a video of him and fucking Spence doing road work. So Spence was making it seem like he was already getting ready to come back and fight again, but now he's just bullshitting at this point.
The thing is, even if he wanted to come back, and I'm not convinced that he does, but even if he wanted to come back, you think ese tipo va a venir para atrás to be fighting the for $1 million? You understand? If the PBC even has $1 million, you understand? You think ese tipo va a venir para atrás y que no, yo voy a pelear for 2-3 million? No, he was getting that kind of money for fucking Sean Porter. No, I just don't see a way for him, even if he wanted to. The only way you could come back and get paid, and if you do come back, you're gonna get fucking annihilated, is fucking with the Turk. You gotta fuck with Big Turk. Get
I
that big hospital bill.
I was watching a little bit of the interview and the Boxing Boys. Man, I love what that motherfucker said again about Tank. You get a contract and two gloves. When they asked him about the cars, like you ain't with that
Yeah.
shit, bro.
Because who does that? But you hear me say this. I think I'm probably the only content creator that blames the fighters for the problems in boxing, because the other ones, they just kiss up to the fighters. They just kiss their ass. And I'm saying fighters these days have too much autonomy. And there's a
Too.
direct correlation between boxing declining and fighters having too much autonomy. Ellos te quieren gastarte el dinero, te quieren gastarte el tiempo, and then if they don't perform to your ability, if they don't entertain, like nah, dog, like nah, you got way too much autonomy, way too much. And the shit is that you don't pay for none of this. You
Yeah.
cause you train well, dog, that's your job. Everybody has a job to do. You're just doing your job. When you train, when you sweat, when you bleed, that's the job you signed up for, dog. I didn't make you do that. Did Undefeated make you do that? Did Ignacio? Nah. So no me venga con no los sacrificios que yo hice, los sacrificios. La vaina, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And
The fucking
you can see this in other sports too, like in the fucking NBA with the player autonomy and player this, player that, and now you go 82 games a year and players don't play fucking games. The stars don't play their games. Meanwhile, in the NFL, the entire second round.
Wait a minute. Country, what the fuck?
You're
Is
fired.
he outside?
I know.
He went to
He's
go
in a
get some pizza.
vortex.
He went to get some pizza. Yo, country.
That's your
Bro, that
brother.
dude is getting abducted by fucking aliens, bro. He's
He's getting
more
probed
than
right now.
mothership.
He's asking for help.
Either that or he's
Help
hanging out with
me.
Drew.
Shout out to Mars. Is PBC desperate enough to make Spence versus Pac-Man? The thing is that it's hard to imagine that Spence is gonna put his body through these things for a little bit of dough. A little bit. Dog. Like I said,
Man,
it's the
a
reason
lot-
he ain't come back. Yo, country. Mute your mic, bro. Fuck, he sound like he's in the fucking ocean.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Come and touch me. But yeah, the dude ain't fought in 2 years, right? Going through a camp, trying to make weight, getting punched in your face in sparring, getting punched in your face on the night for a dude who's been out for 2 years in his mid-30s. He ain't just gonna do that for like $1 mil, $2 mil, and he knows what time it is with the pay-per-views too. That the upside of the paper. What upside are y'all talking about? What upside?
Yeah, these dudes are dumb. They act like they're selling Floyd numbers like when he was fighting guys and selling, millions of pay-per-views. Yeah, there's an upside when there's millions of pay-per-views being sold, not when there's only like 150 or 200,000. There ain't no fucking upside there.
Ponlo tú. You say that because here's an example. Could there be an upside of a pay-per-view if the pay-per-view only sells 200,000? Yes, there could be. The thing is that you must have really cheaped out on the operational costs. You would have had to. Well, what are you guaranteeing the guys in the main event? What, $1 million? And I'm telling you, well, I don't think Spence gonna come back to fight for a cool $1 million. Nah, not unless he flat broke. Maybe, but not right. Not right now. Like, as long as you're coming in above the operational costs, yes, there's an upside. But how big could the upside be if the pay-per-view only sold 200,000? How big could it be?
Jules, the only way you could ever have an upside on a pay-per-view that sold like nothing is if you do like those fucking pay-per-views Top Rank used to do back in the 2000s called Latin Nights, where they would put all the Latino fighters on, and you could see
Yeah.
that shit was so cheaply produced and they weren't paying those dudes no money. So yeah, you can make money that way, but the
Yeah, but
fucking
not a
PBC
lot.
ain't gonna do that. Yeah.
Like, the only way you could make money off of that is if you spent next to nothing to do it. So
Yeah.
but we know that. So you think Spence gonna put his body through that? Here we go again. Who's
Now we
that?
got the keys jiggling.
And then they mute the shit. I'll come back. Shout out to Edgar. I've said on countless lives, fighters want too much money. Yeah, that's a big part of the problem that the fucking shit has. That y'all putting fighters on pay-per-view. All right, you could get the fuck out of here now. Go shake your fucking ice cup in the comment section. All right.
I just make too much money. Continue.
Right. That the fighters are ending up on pay-per-view, not because the fight is big, not even because the people were asking for it, but because they want a lot of money. That's why they're ending up there. That's why they've been ending up there for the last 7 years. They're porque este tipo quiere esto, y este tipo quiere. Yeah, that's fucking awesome, bro. I want Sydney Sweeney's boobs in my face, but that don't mean that should happen. Well, it should, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen. But
to address another question, will Spence fight Pac-Man? Like, the last time they tried to make that fight, he faked a whole ass eye injury to get out of that fight. Like, come on. And you think he's going to do
bro,
it
the
now?
shit is, how many people are even going to buy this weekend's fight, bro?
I'm telling you, Jules, I'd be shocked if they sold anything over 200. I would.
I would be too, because it's at this, where we are, it's just too easy to not pay. You know?
Yep.
I'm not even promoting not paying, but that's what people are gonna do, dog. They all know what sites to go to.
You guys are more.
Wasn't Spence the one that got caught using a fire stick? And that's the same motherfucker talking about the upside. Like, bro,
Yeah.
you still fights.
Yeah, like nobody, but it's good that American boxing is at this point where you really can't do pay-per-views anymore because it needed to stop. It needs to stop. Like, yeah, boxing is big when everybody could watch it. Yeah, that's when it's big. That's all sports. They're big when everybody could watch them. Boxing ain't fucking caviar. It's not a fucking luxury item. I mean, yeah, like y'all treating that shit like I don't know what. Like, yo, you gotta make that shit accessible to poor people because that's when it's big. Can't charge a motherfucker every month, several
Exactly.
times a month.
And the
Come
caviar
on, bro.
sports, and hang on, you even get other caviar sports like the fucking Kentucky Derby. That's not exactly a blue collar sport. That's on free fucking TV. And you want to put it
Exactly.
on a pay per view? The fuck?
Yeah, how dare boxing say that?
Yo, Big Jules, Big Jules. You a
Right?
faggot, bruh?
Yo, shut the. What is this? Bro, get a fucking girlfriend, bro. Do something with your life. What the fuck you doing? Watching me. Fucking homos. Like, bro, it's nice outside. It's summer. You young. Go get some pussy. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, like all these guys think the problem that today has is all these guys want to end up on pay-per-view, and it was never for y'all. It's not for Benavidez and Plant, bro. I'm sorry, but no, it's not for Benavidez and Plant. It's not for fucking Javante and the construction worker. It's not. It's only for fights like this weekend. How do I know? Yo, you got like 90,000 people showing up for Usyk and Dubois. Clearly, that's a big fight. Clearly. If you could get 90,000 people to go, yeah, that's a big fight.
Yep, Jules. Now that's caviar that should be on pay-per-view, whereas Barrios and Manny is like a fucking ham and cheese sandwich out of the vending machine.
Porque este viejo no se quiere retirar. Like, yo, you could stay home. You could get Jinky to give you a blowjob. It's fucking great. Nah, I want to keep fighting. Like, yo, dog, look, it's cool you want to keep fighting, but it shouldn't cost people $80 when you ain't fought in 4 years. You're 46 and you coming off a loss. But let's charge people $80 to see it though.
And you're fighting Barrios.
You're fighting Barrios as if he's some fucking amazing specimen, dog.
Yeah, I love how the PBC always thinks, let's just put a Mexican and it'll sell. No, the fuck it won't.
Exactly, like that's because they still think ellos piensan que estos son los tiempos antiguos, that they're
Yep.
still sticking to this formula of the Mexicans ain't dumb, bro. They're not just gonna buy a schlock. You acting like they're gonna buy everything. No, they're not gonna buy everything, bro.
Yeah, what the
Then-
fuck?
And then this motherfucker shows up with some Squanto earrings and shit. Like, man, get this.
It's a
Punk
fucking
ass.
fucking apocalipto este tipo, man. Like, this is your fucking See, this is why I think him and Omaira broke up too. She don't have him she don't have him in none of her fucking pictures, bro. I'm like, see, that's not fucking normal. Y'all just had a kid. Where's the family pics? It's just her pointing her ass at the camera. Where's the family pics?
Yeah, I was like, I never understood that dynamic. How you gonna have a motherfucker that's all apocalypto status and the other bitch wants to be showing her ass and titties on social media? How does that work?
Bro, people want to be different too much. You know what he's doing? That's like if I sat here with a fucking spear, like, yeah, you know, because my ancestors are sub-Saharan Africans and Taino Indios, so I'm gonna dress up like that and I'm gonna walk around like a fucking jackass. Like, bro, stop trying to be different, bro. Okay, you not that, bro. And the other thing I heard, it was one of the most interesting things I heard about Mexico, that Azteca is not a real thing. It's Mexica. That's what they used to call themselves. I never knew that en lo tiempo antiguo, they didn't call themselves, we're the Aztec people. No, they were the Mexica people.
Yeah, the Mexica.
The people who called them Aztecs were the fucking...
The Spaniards.
Yeah, that studied them.
Yep.
That's not even a fucking thing. I was like,
well, that's how bad they got their ass kicked. They don't even get to their own name now.
Bro, I never would have fucking known that, bro. But it's like when I see people do that, why are you being selective about your lineage? I know you don't like this, but a part of you is Spanish. You have to accept that. A part of you is Spanish. No Spaniards, no you. You don't get to pick.
I'm light skinned as fuck, bro, but parents are brown. That's just it is
No,
what
but
it is.
because it applies to all of us, bro. It applies to me like dog. If the Spaniards don't go over there and beat the shit out of everybody and fuck some broads that was there, right? Yo, we don't get Dominicans, bro. Like, yeah, we don't get them. You know, if they don't move people around in boats, I don't get to be here, dog. I don't even know if I'm in my daddy nutsack. Maybe my daddy don't be born. Some shit, you know what I mean? So people being selective about their background is some childish shit, man. Just childish. Grow the fuck up. You're the byproduct of slavery like the rest of us. Deal with it. Be happy you're here.
Yeah, everybody is multicultural. Nobody is just one thing.
You know, like, I'm
Shout
the
out to
pure
Shout out to
blood.
Hurricane Hank.
You got fucking America. I'm the pure blood. Like, man, why don't you shut the fuck up, dog?
No, shout out to Hurricane Hank in the comments. Goes to Mexico once, now dude is an Aztec warrior. Like,
Yeah.
Does Bars even speak Spanish?
The shit, tú sabes lo que él va a decir. Que ese no es el idioma de su gente.
Oh,
But okay,
probably.
okay. No, look at your then what I would ask is, okay, do you speak Mexica?
Yeah, he's not gonna know no fucking dialect. That shit's hard as fuck to learn.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the theatricality. Like, you see, this is the problem. You want to be different really fucking bad. If you want to be different, right, so bad, learn to write with your left hand, okay? Turn it into a fucking actual skill. Don't just dress up like fucking Tonto and Montezuma and expect us to ooh and oh.
Tonto.
Shit!
Oh, he's
Look.
proud.
You know what I'm saying? Look at him!
Look at him, Kimosabi.
Imagine McGregor coming out like Ben Wallace and shit. I mean Ben Wallace. William Wallace.
Imagínate que Josh Taylor, he goes to the fucking ring with a double-edged sword. Hey, mate, take out noise! Hey, bro, you fucking calm down, dog. Relax,
What
bro.
the fuck was that?
Shout out to Edgar Moreno. They think they're the face of boxing like Canelo. Yeah, everybody wants to be the face now. Papa Foundry said Nacho Libre is more Mexican than Barrios. Yeah, like,
Agreed.
yo nací aquí, ¿verdad? Part of
Yeah.
me is Chileno. Part of me is Dominican, right? But you don't see me dressing up like a fucking Taino Indio. Why? But I was born here, bro. I'm an American. You know, nothing against, but I'm an American. Like, I'm not more this than that. I'm all those things put together. So grow the fuck up. You know, you're not Montezuma, bro. You know, you're not. You're not the kid in Apocalypto putting spears in the little frog and shooting him. You're not that guy, bro. Come on.
Yeah, poisonous blow darts.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. You know, it's cool for the movies and shit, and you could be proud of your background, but I just think people overdo it. Like, I do think, yeah, people overdo it. You're just trying to find a reason to be theatrical and shit. Like Wilder with his robotic transvestite costume. Was that really necessary, bro? Rhinestone, LED lights. Like, what are you, the iron dildo? Like, and did you see the guys that made it? Yo, it was like, yeah, how did y'all meet?
The straight guy.
You guys shot
They
with
met
the same,
because Wilder showed them how to twerk.
right? Like, he must have showed them a technique and said, we're gonna make
Yeah.
a costume for you. That's how the dude talk, right? That's literally how the dude talk. We made a costume for him, and he pulled his cock out. It was like, yeah, that's literally how that dude talk.
How long
When
before
Quickie
Wilder
run with
broke?
us.
If you had to give it on over under, how long
It's
before he
hard-
broke?
I don't. Here's the thing: as dumb as he is, I don't know, because he owns land in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I imagine that
Which
land
is a hot commodity, by the way.
no, but I don't imagine that land costed very much. He's got like a
No.
compound or something in there, bro. Like
Yeah,
a
but
Mormon
you have to make
complex.
money to maintain it. There's property taxes, there's upkeep, there's help. So if you're not making those big paychecks anymore, the upkeep's not going to go away. The property tax is not going to go away. And if you're supporting your family and your friends, eventually when those big paydays disappear, which they have, how long does it last?
I suppose. Well, then it's an open question, but it will last as long as your spending habits. It depends on what you spend your money on, and you know, I mean, let's be honest. He's not shopping at Aldi, right?
No.
Right? He's not a fucking Publix.
He's not
And-
clipping
and-
coupons.
And that's not an attack at Wilder, because this is a majority of all
Yes, all
professional
athletes, bro.
Yeah, it's
all
not
athletes.
just Wilder himself.
No,
But he
you should
does. He
still
does
attack
have like
Wilder
six.
though.
He still has like 6 kids, right?
Yeah. And he's not,
And
and even if he got into acting, it was one of the craziest things I've seen this week. The guy that plays Lex Luthor, you know what they paid him? 2 million.
Jesus, that ain't.
You understand that? You understand? You understand?
Wasn't that the guy from
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
X-Men First Class?
You understand that Terrence Crawford got more than that to fight Kell Brook?
Damn.
So,
You know,
because if he tried to act, in other words, if Wilder tried to get into acting, Brody, Nicholas Holt got 2 million. You understand? They might pay you in do-rags and socks. If they're giving
Which probably
Nicholas
means-
Holt, if they who was in that kid has been in so many movies, dog. That kid who's playing Lex Luthor, and if they're giving that guy a funky ass $2 million, well, dude, here's $100 and a pack of Wrigley's, you know,
and a gift card to the fucking swap meet.
and a monthly pass to the zone, so you can
Yep.
watch the zone.
Well, maybe
In
the
all
dude who played.
seriousness-
Hang on. Maybe the dude who played Luthor has the same deal the guy who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars had, where he's like he gets 10% of everything the movie does.
But do
Maybe
you
he's got that
honestly
sweet
think
deal.
they would give? Do you think they would give Nicholas Holt a deal like that to play
No.
Luthor?
He doesn't have the
Oh, hell no.
clout for that. No way. What do you
But
think?
that dude's not in shit.
No, he's in a lot of shit.
No, he's
bro.
in a lot of
What?
movies, bro. He just
I
did a
must not
movie
watch
with
enough
Clint
movies then.
Eastwood called Juror Number 2. That shit was really good.
Bro, every other
You
fucking
talking
movie
about
that
the guy
fucking
from
dude is in
X-Men
it.
First Class with the fucked up feet?
Yeah, the beast, bro. That dude is in everything, bro. That dude is in mad shit. He's mad shit. So
What do
Bro, he
you
always
think
has like
Turkey?
supporting roles, bro.
say it again, Villa.
What do you think Turkey paid him for that fight against Zhilei Zhang and then the fight against Parker? I mean, if you're fighting in Riyadh season and you have a name, which irregardless if we like the name or not, he got paid. What do you think he may combine for those two fights if you had to speculate? Pure speculation.
Between, I'm not gonna say 3. I think that's low for the fight that he had. But my best guess is somewhere in between 3 and 5.
Okay, I thought maybe
For
he got more.
I
Like
don't
10.
see it. I would go in that, but really, you giving a dude that just got beat by Joseph Parker, right? He just
No.
got
The first fight. Well, the first fight against Parker, I assume he probably got a little bit better payday. 7
Yeah,
to
maybe
10.
he got.
Now
I
after
would
he
hold
lost,
on. With
yeah.
Parker, I'll say maybe between 5 and 7, maybe for maybe, right? And I'm being nice, like maybe between
Right.
5 and 7 for Parker because you wasn't coming off a loss. But it's hard to imagine that after that, what they gonna give you another like 7?
Nah,
after how
it's
you
discount
look?
rack time. Yeah, it's discount rack time. You're getting 3 or 4 tops.
He got a bargain basement him after
Yeah.
that, like 3 and 4, and even that 3 and 4 is like that's all right for you. You know why? If you was having the same fight on pay-per-view, and this is the reality of most of the pay-per-views, this is the reality of the American boxer. You could have had that same fight with Zhang here in America, right? And nobody would have bought it. Nobody would have bought it because you don't sell like that. Most of you guys are overpaid. You got networks busting a budget to pay these guys, and you can't sell shit. That's why it needs to go back to the way that it was. That look, I wish more fighters would do what Teofimo doing. You don't want to fight, don't fight. Go away. Get the fuck out of here. Go away, because somebody else will. It's always gonna be some inbred Russian that wants to make it in America. So it's true. So it's gonna be some Uzbek.
Russian.
It's always gonna be some Uzbek with one eyebrow that he will fight. You see what I mean? It's always gonna be It's always gonna be a guy that's willing to fight. You don't want to fight, you highfalutin motherfucker? Go away. Go away. You know? Fuck out of here. And that's boxing. And I'll be back
Yeah.
after these commercial messages.
Hey, so what's the one fight y'all looking forward to this weekend? Because it's a lot of
Usyk.
fights. Usyk.
I'm
Tszyu and
excited.
Fundora.
Yeah, Tszyu and Fundora. I really want to
Honestly,
see a
that's-
rematch.
Yeah, but Dubois been talking a lot of shit.
Yo, that motherfucker Usyk pull up with that hat, that Soviet Union looking hat, man. Like,
Oh, you mean when
God,
he's dressed up like Piccolo?
Yeah, like pickle.
That
Like,
nigga be
Nah,
fucking
man,
rocking
he
that.
was dressed.
He got that shit on though.
He was dressing like a Cossack.
He got
that's
that shit on though.
that's
Because
that's
that's probably part of his heritage as being a Cossack.
yeah.
No, yeah.
When he fought Fury the first time, he had that outfit, like that blue outfit. I
Yeah.
looked it up. I looked it up, and it was a Kazakh warrior or whatever they're called, like his
Yep, that's
heritage. I was like,
what I
oh shit.
told you. That's
Like,
part of his heritage, man.
yeah,
You always
yeah.
talking about like, this is a Russian outfit, fucking Arabian sword. Like, motherfucker, learn some history. But
No,
no,
that's his culture. I was like, damn, that's so that shit hyped
No,
me up.
that shit was fire, bro. Like
Yeah,
that hoe was. He had the drip that night.
yeah.
man,
That
Hey,
nigga-
the fight.
Nah,
The
he looked like he was
Cossacks
about to come and execute that nigga.
the Cossacks are known for being warriors, man. In history,
Yeah,
they
that shit
are.
was like an old traditional warriors gi. I remember that shit. Cause
The
didn't
fight.
he also wear like an old traditional gi whenever he fought AJ in the rematch?
I don't
I don't,
remember.
Which
I
was
remember.
the one where he had the little fucking tassel in the middle of his head?
I don't
I think that was the first one actually.
Was it the first one? Yeah,
I can't remember.
I think
I
it
can't
might.
remember.
Yeah, it might have been. But I know that's when he wore his fucking
Where
traditional shit.
he's
That shit
wearing
was
that
fire.
fucking the outfit that looks like the dude who has the organ grinder monkey on him.
Fuck yeah.
Well, the fight I'm looking forward to most is Bam versus Cafu. That
How
Cafu,
competitive do you
Cafu
think
can
that
fuck
fight's
things up.
going to be realistically?
It's more competitive than I think people are gonna think because he gave Kosei Tanaka all he can handle, and I rate Kosei pretty highly. Cafu is not a bitch. He could fuck this up real bad for Bam. So I'm actually looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to Pacheco
Oh,
Macumbi.
you know what? I just found out a homie from work has tickets to the Bam and Kafu fight.
Hey, you going fag or what?
I wanted to, but I was like, fuck, and I had so much shit piled up this weekend. I gotta help move and shit. I couldn't make it.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking watching the fights from my laptop and shit while I'm moving.
Shit. Yeah, most likely I'm going. If some shit don't pop up, I'll be up there.
Oh
Shit,
yeah, you
tickets.
going up to the Star?
Yeah, tickets. They still got some tickets left. I think like nosebleeds are like $48, and like
Word. I
yeah,
might
like
have to fucking make that then.
bro, I just thought about Macumbi Pacheco. Like,
It's up
yeah, I
in
gotta go.
Frisco, right?
Yeah, it's in Frisco, bro, at the Ford
I'm
Center.
gonna be in fucking Louisville too. Like that's not far at all.
It ain't. We might have to go from Pleasant Grove to fucking Frisco. Fuck.
Oh fuck. No, I'm down here in West Dallas, right here by
You had 200
like
grows, bitch. You on
uh
that gentrified side.
yeah, I'm all the way in the fuck down here, so that's like a solid like hour drive.
Yeah.
Solid 45 hour with traffic.
Yeah, I gotta watch my liquor if I decide to drink during the Usyk Dubois fight. I can't be hammered.
You know,
Fuck.
I'm probably
You gonna
gonna
get faded at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
fuck yeah, that's the best
It's kind
time.
of like I don't want to, but it's like damn, like it's a good ass fight. I might as well have me a little drink. It's like
A little
fuck,
drinky drink.
yeah, just
Well,
to
then you might as well Uber to the fight, then, bro. That way you just
Honestly.
keep
nah,
getting
bro.
fucked up.
Nah, it's the only thing
Yeah,
is
don't
that
be out
it's
driving this shit and doing that, man. Them
no
Yeah,
Texas
no.
you need a ride
cops will fuck
home,
you
bro. I'll come
up.
scoop you up.
I know it's just that I'm in Southeast Dallas and the fight's in Frisco, which is like
Fuck that. Southeast
45,
Dallas.
yeah, 45 minutes to an hour, and the Uber will
Solid.
he will fuck
No,
me, bro.
no, and then you're Ubering to that area, bro. That's like, nigga, that's like a $80, $100 Uber, bro. Easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't be Earl Spencer it on us though.
yeah.
No, that is right.
Yeah, don't end up like that, motherfucker.
Yo, so where did Aerospins crash at?
Oh, you right there on industrial, bro. Right there by
Oh, word.
right there. It's kind of like it's by your neck of the area. It's right
Yeah,
there.
no, I know
Oh,
exactly what you're talking about then.
like a block away from Loose Third.
Bro, I
What
don't
the
understand how people
fuck?
defend that. People are like, oh, he's the this and that from
No,
the
he's just
car
a
wreck.
dumb son of a bitch.
It's like, dude, you did that to yourself. That's like a guy going to
No, there's no
prison
excuse. I don't give a fuck
for like
who, what he is,
15.
what he been through. There's no excuse to
Yeah,
drink and
no,
drive like that, bitch.
you know what's even worse? You're a multimillionaire. You don't have to drive a car. You can literally hire someone to drive you around, sit
That
outside while you
part,
get
dude.
hammered and drive you
That
home.
part.
Yeah, I don't understand these dudes like Wilder, Tank. You got all these motherfuckers on your payroll, and not one of them can drive a fucking car sober for you.
Por pendejos.
Like fuck.
Like they were talking about it, how Devin Haney has a security guard that he's able to have a handgun with him. And about 2 years ago, when he got popped for the gun charges, he didn't take this. The security guard didn't take him. Like, bro, take the rap.
Trash.
That's literally what you're getting paid to do.
Like, come on, say the gun
Type
is
shit.
yours.
I always take my charge, bro. Fuck it.
Yeah, I can't stand the argument when I always hear that shit about Earl Spence. Yeah, he's this and that after the car crash. Well, first of all, he fought 2 fights after that and he won. So he didn't suddenly just become bad after a car crash. He won 2 fights and then he lost to Crawford. And it's a different thing. If you end up getting sick, or if a dude's like, yeah, he's not the same after cancer, or he's not the same after he dislocated his arm, I'd be like, okay, I can have some sympathy. Yeah, he decided to get drunk
He
and
was
flip
he
a
was
car.
never the
and he's
same
not
after
the same
anal
anymore.
probing, bro.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. You know, because you're putting the
Don't get in the
community
fucking
at
ring,
risk.
then.
I don't fucking care if you're the same after you get drunk and flip a car.
And that
Fuck
and
that shit.
and that area where he flipped the car, it's a pretty busy area. It's like a block away from the city
No,
jail.
industrial, bro. That's literally right there
No,
by the
but
fucking main street.
Yeah.
Here's the shit. Here's the shit I hate about it, and this is why I don't even like talking to these fucking guys. After the car accident, and after a year passed, and he beat Danny. These were the same guys who then said, "Oh yeah, he's gonna take Crawford's eye. He's back. He's nothing." You know what I mean? Like
Oh, the guy that was like, he's gonna
Oh,
Spence by eyeball.
the eye snatcher.
the eye collector, right? And then you had people saying that. You had the people at the PBC, the officials at the PBC, because I read the articles. They said that even though it looks bad, it's not actually that bad. It's just superficial damage. It's just lacerations and shit like that. So it's like, well, if you going off of that, why y'all making all these excuses now? Well, he wasn't the same. It's like, man, y'all
Drop the link for
motherfuckers.
Leo.
Y'all motherfuckers is just a waste of time. Now, for
No,
wasting
they're a waste of fucking space, is what they are.
for wasting time talking about that retired boxer, what I wanted to talk about tonight was Boots. That Turkey basically, he exposed him. That I think he said
I
they
saw
offered him Virgil, and he said that he wanted 2 tune-up fights. So I'm gonna start with Ignacio. Do you think that's wrong? That he wanted 2 tune-up fights, or no? It's you should have just fought Virgil right away.
Hell yeah, because Virgil's out here fighting Boachuk and then Madrimov. He didn't say, let me get a soft ass tune up in between. So why the fuck should Boots
But
merit
he
that?
did it. No, that's why I brought up Virgil. Virgil did have tune-ups upon going to 154. His first fights there was not against Sergey. Was not
No,
against
but what I
Madrimov.
mean is, Jules, he's not asking Turkey to pay for the tune ups. He had his own promoter pay for those tune ups.
Fair enough. Leo, now that you've joined the panel, El Chisme de Hoy is that Turkey offered Boots Virgil. Boots asked for 2 tune-ups. Is that wrong? The fuck is Leo doing?
I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Beautiful.
All right, let me go to
Again,
Phil.
again.
Goddamn
No, sorry,
Quasimodo
again.
here.
What the fuck are you do? You jerking off?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
I was like,
Dragon,
what's the
that's
point?
all.
Go on.
My connection was bugging out.
No, stroke
What's
along.
the question?
Is it
Repeat
wrong?
it.
Is it wrong that Boots wants 2 tune-up fights before he takes a serious fight at 154? Like, should we bash him for that?
Remind me what Virgil did when he moved up to 154.
He fought Thomas Dulorme
Okay,
And
and,
Tomato
then
can.
when he fought,
and then Frederick Lawson.
It's a
okay,
slightly better version of a tomato can.
Yeah, but was Virgil ever a champion?
I mean,
No,
what do you
but-
think, what Leo, in your opinion? Because I see what people are turning it into. They're saying he ducked Virgil, and it's like, well, look, there's definitely a precedent to say that. That's been a conversation for over a year now. But the difference is Virgil got his tune-ups when he moved up to 154. Boots can't have tune-ups? What do you think?
No, I think you can. Actually, I understand Turkey wants to make that fight right away, but if you're Boots and you're not really in a hurry to face the real guys, because I think he understands that those are bigger guys, so he needs to take it easy to not suffer any kinds of inconvenience in the same way that Virgil did. I didn't bash him for having those, because those were welterweights and super lightweights that he was fighting. Super welterweight, I think that was but the reason it was okay. You are moving up. You were having health issues, so you deserve a tune-up, a couple of tune-ups, and then you fight a real guy in Bohaj. I think Boots deserves the same thing. And the fact that he is a champion at welterweight, I don't think that has nothing to do. Not because you become a champion, that doesn't mean that. The only one that says that you don't need tune-ups was Spence. Look at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look
Let
at
me chime
him.
in here though. I don't think it's the same thing because Virgil was off of a year and a half of inactivity, and he wasn't sure he could make the weight, and he was coming off of his rabies and shit. So it's like I don't think it's the same because doesn't Boots have like damn near 30, 40 fights already?
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck, bro? Isn't it your entire career tune-ups, my dog? Like, come on.
Honestly,
Like get off the fucking like shitter or what, bro? Come on.
Should have get off the pot. Villain, do you agree with that? Is it okay for him to ask for tune-ups or no? Like, nah, like fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, I got kind of mixed feelings on it because I can see from a logical standpoint, a guy who's gone up in weight, he's never fought at that weight before. If he said, you know, give me a tune-up, first of all, depending on the amount of tune-ups, if he gets in there with a guy that's halfway decent, then maybe he takes one tune-up and he goes up and he fights someone better. But the question I would say is, for the people who defend Boots, who would agree that, let's just say he needed those tune-ups and acceptable, why was Terrence Crawford given so much grief for going up and fighting a champion who was undefeated? Now, he only had 11 fights, but why was it that he was, you know, an easy touch? Or, I mean, Crawford didn't take an easy touch. He didn't take a tune-up. He went and fought a champion. So are we going to hold Boots to the same standard, or are we going to be hypocritical?
And if you want to be worse about it, that was Crawford's fourth weight. Boots, this is your second weight.
Yeah, that's
you're
true
showing
too.
us your pussy, bro. Honestly, I feel like you're showing us your pussy.
I think the problem is when you got a guy who talks so much and he's got, you know, his team who talks a lot, that, you know, he's unbeatable and he's the guy. That's fine, but you can't talk about both sides of your mouth. You're either the guy who can go up and fight a champion, or you're not. So you got to pick a lane. So no, I mean, no.
Virgil's not even a champion though.
Okay.
Let me go to country. Turkey offered him Virgil. He wanted 2 tune-up fights. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with one, but other than that, no. I'd rather see him fight.
Is it a duck country?
Having one tune-up fight before he faces Virgil, I don't consider it a duck. But this 2 bullshit, yeah, I think that's a duck.
That's a lot.
What the fuck is that? A year?
Undefeated.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it? Shut the fuck up, Leo. Shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up too. Warm sock. Shut the fuck up. Warm sock.
Warm sock.
That's warm cock to you.
Warm cock. Undefeated. Undefeated. Are you okay with him having a tune-up, or you say no? Fuck out of here. It's a duck.
Number one, that's not my name, sir. Number 2,
Dick's in my ass.
Okay, there you go. Number 2, bro, I don't have a problem with if you want tune-ups, that's fine. Don't expect for me to pay for that shit. We here to see you fight the best. I don't care what you got to do, bro. Let me know when you're ready to work. Let me know. If not, get the fuck out. Go to Pro Box, bitch.
Simon Kissy. That nigga said Pro Box. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's Riyadh season, baby.
Ooh,
Yeah,
shit.
MVP.
MVP, yo. You know what I'm saying? Ignacio, is it fair? Is it not fair? Because it is true that, look, Virgil got 2 tune-ups. He did, you know, but he wasn't expecting Turkey to pay for them, though, is the difference. Yeah, Golden Boy did that. But all the same, is it okay, in your opinion, for Boots to have 1 or 2 tune-ups before he fights Virgil, or no, that's a duck.
I mean, I don't disagree. He can have one. That's fine. But asking for more than one, yeah, then that's starting to look like, yeah, I don't really want to fight that dude.
I mean, I said it at the top of the show. He's not gonna be what they said he was. You know, like I already see that. There's just too many problems, and motherfuckers was saying all this shit about him, and it wasn't based on nothing. While he's fucking fighting the Chris Van Heerden, and then they're losing their minds over.
At 154.
And that's why I don't think, and that's why I'm kind of like, oh no, this is a duck, because theoretically, okay, yeah, new weight class, do a tune-up, but I know the kind of tune-up you're gonna get. You're not gonna get a gatekeeper or someone who's like kind of good, see where you are. You're gonna get some dude you outweigh. You're taller than you have a longer reach than you're gonna beat the shit.
He's
out
gonna
of
get
them.
fucking JoJo
Exactly.
Diaz, bro. He's gonna get fucking JoJo Diaz at
You're
154.
you're describing the same kind of
Jojo
tune-up
Diaz
that
is
Virgil
crazy, bro.
He's
Actually,
losing
Jules,
to Jorge Linares, bro.
you were describing the same kind of tune-up Virgil had when he moved
I
up.
wasn't happy with what Virgil did, but at least he was sick.
And here's the thing that Thomas, you know, because I didn't bash Virgil though. I really didn't. I didn't when he fought Thomas Dulorme. I said that look, it's fucking Thomas Dulorme, bro. Right? Come on, right? Like, but I didn't say nothing because it's like it's his first fight at 54. You know, you kind of showing me who you are though with that tune-up though. You are. I could say that about Boots too though, but that's the point that how can I attack you for something I let him do? And I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing about Virgil
And
fighting.
the other thing, Julius, is when I understand that it was kind of fucked up. You were close chasing Crawford at that time when he was in your weight class. When you didn't take the chance to fight him,
No.
the moment you had the chance, that was fucked up. But I understand. I don't know if anyone here understands, but I understand that you're not Terrence Crawford and you're never going to be.
No,
But
pero
you can
también
make-
Leo, is he gonna be? La cuestión que yo tengo is this guy actually gonna be anything? He's not pound for pound to me. Like he's nowhere
No.
near
No.
getting on.
No,
Like you're not even in consideration, bro. Like
Jules, you know what he reminds me of? And only people close to our age are going to remember. He's going to remind me of Terry Norris, a guy who was good and won world titles, but was never considered like pound for pound elite.
I could see that. I could see that. I don't. Who does he win a title from at 154?
Oh, D, bro.
Who?
Oh, D's nuts.
I mean, like,
Could he
he
be Fundora?
could he? Ignacio. Could he beat Fundora? Why are you breathing so hard, bro?
Sorry, I was thinking. Sorry,
That
fuck.
was Leo.
Busting
My bad.
It sounded like she inserted
Oh, it
it.
sounded like he was having a fucking epileptic seizure.
My
I'm
bad.
Sorry, I was
Just busted a nut.
You know what? No. Fuck, I hate to say that, but no.
Wait. You're being serious. You don't
Yeah.
think Boots can beat Sebastian Fundora?
Why don't
I
you think you
don't.
can beat him?
I don't think so, no.
Why?
I think that Fundora would trouble him as far as like Boots has never shown that he's a great inside fighter. And in order to beat Fundora, you have to be able to get inside. And I think Fundora could do enough to keep him away, like, you know, stop him from getting on the inside.
Depends on what Fundora shows up. If you get the Fundora that in the last couple fights is
Okay,
actually
country.
uses jab and distance, or if you get the Fundora who just allows a guy to come in and trades with them, I mean, Boots could end up knocking his ass out. But if you're right,
Villain,
if
do
he
you
keeps him the
think? Villain,
outside,
do you think
could.
he beats Fundora? Do you think he could?
You know, the thing is, I don't think Fundora, I hate to say this because I like Fundora. I don't know what it is. For some reason, I enjoy watching him fight. Maybe it's just how fucking awkward and like freakish he is.
It's his long
Mhm.
cock.
Yeah, he does
Probably.
have a long cock.
But the thing is that I think
I think it didn't give us no play.
No, because I had to co-sign it for Warm Sock, bro. Come on, I had
no,
to
I mean,
co-sign it.
if that's what you guys on your mind when I'm talking about boxing, that's more a reflection of you, not me. So there's
What
not
do you
much I
think
can
this
do
was? A
for you.
boxing channel?
It's a porno channel.
Yeah,
We
you-
I'm
periodically.
thinking
They only
about
call this a
I'm
sex channel.
It's a
I'm
sex
thinking
channel.
about Boots' last fight. Do you remember he getting caught clean because he was
Yeah.
bullshitting?
Well,
Yeah,
he
he
got
was
Like,
clean
getting caught
against
a lot.
David Avenesian too, though.
Look, here's an element about that fight, and I'm not even gonna act like it's a foregone conclusion. I literally don't know because, well, Boots, you're used to being the big guy in the ring with the big reach. You're used to that. They put you in there with a Fundora, all of that goes out the window. We can say that Fundora's not better beef at 54, but we can say he punches harder than anybody Boots ever fought. He'd be the biggest puncher you ever fought. And you get hit, man. You get hit. I don't know.
That's what I said, Jules. I just think he's got dimensions that Boots doesn't know. I don't think he could figure them out, to be honest with you.
Because it's not
Okay,
like
but
Boots.
wait a minute.
Here fucking comes Leo because he likes
No.
Boots. He's fucking
No.
closet Boots. Yes, we did this. When I said that, honestly, I don't know if Boots is gonna work out at 54. I literally don't know.
No, I just said I don't think he stays in character way.
Can I say I was going to talk shit about Fundora. I wasn't going to defend Boots.
To defend Boots, you're gonna talk shit.
I'm just gonna say, look, Fundora is supposed to be a great inside fighter, supposedly. What I saw is best performance on the inside for me was against Lubin, and he got knocked down. And after that, what? Do you remember the guy that Spencer knocked out like in 2 rounds? Who was that guy?
Ocampo.
Was that guy or was some Argentinian guy? But it was the distance was Fundora, and this guy was inside. Ready punches with him.
Tú estás hablando de ese argentino, Sergio. I know who you're talking. This Argentine guy.
It wasn't Ocampo. Ocampo fought Tszyu. It was an Argentinian guy, and he fought the fucking 12 rounds with fucking Fundora on the inside. I saw that fucking fight. I was wondering, where's the power? Where's the mythical power of
pero that's a
Sebastian
junior.
Fundora?
No, espera. I know who you're talking about, Leo. That dude is not a little ass dude. That was a junior middleweight. ¿Me entiende? That was a junior middleweight, and that was a solid junior middleweight. What I'm saying is, Boots, 1, your defense is not all that. 2, you're used to being a big guy in the ring. You won't be with that guy. You won't. And even if Sebastian's power is not, he's not the better beef of 54. Bro, he doesn't have to be the hardest guy, the guy with the biggest punch that Boots ever fought, because Boots really didn't fight nobody. That was Stanionis.
Well, I mean, realistically, I just think Fundora makes a lot of people. It doesn't mean Fundora wins all the fights.
Knockouts,
But
25 fights.
But Fundora is a very, very awkward fight for anybody. That's his biggest attribute, in my opinion.
My thing is that I'm not counting Boots out. I'm saying I don't know. I literally I don't know. Yeah, Fundora shit. He's not. Well, look, it's that Boots really. Come on, you got over 30-something fights, right? And all you have to show for it is Stanionis. That does not inspire a lot of confidence, bro.
That's the frustrating thing with Fundora is that he's so fucking awkward and lanky to fight, but he's also not good. It's just like you can see him beating people, you can see him losing to people.
The thing is that when you're talking about a fighter who's grown accustomed to being the bigger man in the ring, to having reach, to having a weight advantage also over your opponents the night of the fight, all of those advantages that you've benefited from as a welterweight would go out the window if you had to fight Sebastian. They would. As awkward and leaky as his defense is, he's still a bigger guy than anybody you've ever fought. He's still a bigger puncher than anybody you've ever fought. Are we saying that Sebastian isn't a threat to a Jaron Ennis? I'm asking. It's not a statement of fact. I'm asking y'all. Sebastian's not a threat to Boots. That's
No. I think
He's a minor threat.
This is my segment. Fortuna is an overrated fighter, and Boots is an overhyped fighter. What people are expecting from Boots that he's gonna make an undisputed run that's super welterweight, and then maybe in 2 years he's gonna move to middleweight. He's not gonna do any of that. Maybe at the end of his career in the last 2 years of his career, he's gonna move to middleweight, and he's gonna maybe try to fight for a title. But all that shit, that I think you guys are trying to move Boots like he's gonna try to be one pound for pound fight. It's not. I think the time has passed for that. So
No,
if he wants to take
yo
two
lo veo
fights,
como un tipo, Leo. Yo lo veo como un tipo que tiene más de 30 peleas. It's a lot. That is a lot of fights, dog.
yeah. So
And a lot
if
of
you-
cans.
maybe he caps his career at super welterweight. So if he wants to have 2 fucking fights before fighting for a title or fighting a real contender, be my guest, because I don't have this image in my head that you're gonna try to go for undisputed, because even if you have the chance, I don't think you want to, really.
Yeah,
Because
I like Boots, but he's not like that, bro. If he was
No,
like
he's
that, he would have jumped on that Crawford fight ASAP.
Yeah.
He did not.
Who's the dude? Who's the dude that bodied Tszyu? I can't pronounce the guy's name.
Murtazaliev.
I honestly think that dude would beat Boots. I know it's
He
crazy
might.
to say that. I think it would fucking.
Oh,
beat
God.
Boots.
I
That's the
don't
most
know.
dangerous
I don't. Right now, where we are, because I don't want this to age badly, but right now, where we are, where Boots is, that's not outside the realm of possibility. Who is the hardest puncher that you ever fought, Boots? Stanionis?
Karen Chikatian.
I don't know. I don't know who said it, but they're right. If Boots gets a tune-up, he's not gonna get a tune-up to see where he's at, a contender. No, he's gonna get one of these foreigners from the
Bro, he's gonna get
yeah.
fucking Richard Comey, bro.
Bring him out of retirement.
Don't do that to
Yo.
him. That's a
Yeah, I like Richard.
that's
Don't
a
do that.
sacrifice.
Jules, let me ask this question to you in the panel. Does he beat Charles Conwell at 154?
Yes.
That's
You
a
know,
good
no,
fight.
no. Okay.
That's a good
This is where it gets weird. My honest opinion, Ignacio, he would beat Charles Conwell. You know why? Charles Conwell is a tree stump of a man at 154. This is not a big junior middle. He's not a big junior middle. Boots would likely be taller than him, and he'd have more reach than him. That's
Yeah,
one.
he's built wide.
He's a little stocky dude. 2, Charles don't hit that hard. He's not a knockout guy. He's an action guy, but he's not a knockout guy. Like I would sooner go with Boots to win that fight than the Fundora fight, simply because Boots, I don't know what you're gonna look like with somebody who's taller than you. But when the fuck has that ever happened? With Crawford, we seen it plenty of times. And Dongo was taller than him. Ricky Burns was taller than him. Jose Benavidez was taller than him.
Postol was
Pascal
taller
was
than
taller
him.
than
Yeah.
him.
I know it's
John Molina was taller than him. Like we seen it. Like, yeah, we seen Crawford in there with guys who's a bit taller than he is. I ain't never seen Boots in there with nobody that he didn't have a size advantage over.
I know it's a stretch, but Boots and Jermel, I would go for that fight.
Bro, come on. Anybody would go for that fucking fight, bro. Like that's like saying, you know what? I'd like to fight Jessica. I'd like to fuck Jessica Alba. Really? Yeah, I never would have thought that. You know, I never would have guessed. Shout out to Mr. Calderon. Turkey isn't here to put fighters in the witness protection program. Nor is Boots a draw. He's not in positions to make demands, so fight someone of note. That's how he feels.
Exactly.
Tyree said, Beats said, anything Bud does, he can do. Boots said anything. I thought he said Beats. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. That was the hype. You know?
That was the selling point.
That was the selling point of Boots, was trashing Bud. Jay Flint said, put Boots in with Mel Charlo. I don't know that. I don't know that. You're talking about a guy in his mid-30s who hasn't made that weight in, 3.5 years? I don't know that.
Tony Harrison?
Hey, what about him and Erickson? What about him and Erickson Lubin?
That's not a bad fight.
Tony's coming back?
Yeah, Tony's coming back.
Wait, is that really happening though? That fight with Murtazalia between him and Lubricant?
No. Whoa. Con eso, I mean, the PBC are trying to put it together, so I think it could happen. They're trying to put it together for the fall. It could happen, but like Lubin, he's like, yo, you're gonna get fucked up, bro.
Why am I the only person who thinks Lubin is overrated? He's
You're the only person.
You're
that
the
thinks
only
Lubin-
one? What the
All
hell?
I ever hear is like.
I think everybody on the channel has called him overrated.
Lubin
Yeah,
sucks.
that nigga's overrated.
I don't think he's overrated. I think he's trash. I
I feel the same as Leo.
I love your
Damn, Leo. Tell us how you really feel.
Shit.
Where do you got Lubin rated?
Yeah, like why you like who rates
Well,
Lubin
no,
for him to be
Exactly.
overrated?
Well, no, you just
He's
fucking
non-rated.
you hear about the guy on fucking Twitter, then you hear about him. They talk to him in segments. When you listen to shit about boxing, it's like this guy fucking is trash. He got his shit pushed in by fucking.
Is Lubin American?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
think you got to be good to be Lubin. I don't think.
Yeah, the reason that Lubin got a lot of hype was because he.
Let me go back to Fig. So you saying that Sebastian is good because he did beat Lubin?
He beat the shit out of him.
Sebastian's a champion. Yeah, he's good.
Okay, so he's good. Okay, I'm just I'm setting a barometer that for well, Sebastian must be good because he beat Lubin. That would be a decent acid test for Boots. That's a guy who's been at 154 for years.
Yeah.
He's won some fights. He's lost some fights. Good acid test. I would.
He's
watch
like a
it.
gatekeeper now.
The Abel Ramos fight. That'd be good.
No, bro, not Abel. Jesus. I recommend that too. Jesus Ramos, Brian Mendoza, Charles Conwell, Erickson Lubin. Those are all permissible tune-up fights. But to the point that I think it was Ignacio or one of y'all that made the point. That may not be the kind of guys he tune up with. He might tune up with Linares or some shit, bro.
Yeah,
So,
I said earlier, it's like he's gonna find someone smaller than him.
I think
I could see him bringing a welterweight up to 54 as his tune-up, Jules.
rematch with Stanionis.
No, nah, but I could see him.
Thurman
Fuck,
called him out. Thurman called him out. I forgot to mention that Keith Thurman called him out.
Can we see that fight?
Oh boy,
I like that fight.
I like that. I like that fight. I like that fight, but I don't know if Thurman is serious. But he did call him out. There's a video.
That's another fake injury.
The shit is that Thurman, if you're not serious, if we're saying that Thurman isn't serious about that fight, then what the fuck is the point in calling him out? What are you doing?
Keep his name out there.
Thurman.
He ain't gonna fight till 2030. What the fuck does it even matter what Thurman said?
Keith Thurman looking for
He's trying to be relevant because he's not, you know.
Fucking Skynet will launch the nukes before he fucking fights again.
I think he's a scammer. He'll probably go in there and like in the second round give up.
Bro, he has a ponytail. You already know he's a scammer.
I think stylistic.
He had a ponytail.
Well, whatever. If you have had
Fig, you gotta let go. Fig, you gotta let go of what he was, because even what he wasn't nothing special. You gotta let go of what he was. Thurman has a win over Sean Porter, bro. That's what he got.
Decent, you know.
He dug Spence.
Not elite.
He dug Spence. He dug Crawford.
Come on.
If Thurman is talking about fighting a guy, it's the same that Samson Luka was talking about making a fight. I know it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But would it be a good way to arrive at 154? Not that fucking Keith Thurman proved anything at 154, because he actually didn't. You fought a dude that used to fight at 135.
But he fought a club level fighter in Australia. You can't use it as a barometer.
He's not even a club level fighter. He's a lounge level fighter. He's the lounge next to the club fighters.
He's the opening act for the opening act fighter.
Yeah.
The electrician that Shakur Stevenson fought was more credible. Like, come on now.
He was, you know. So, I mean, with Boots, I just think that my underlying thought is he will not live up to the expectations set before him. He won't. And I don't even know that he will have a successful junior middleweight run, because more experienced junior middleweights than you have bit the big one. You know, Sebastian, he bit the big one. Brian knocked your ass out.
Junior middleweight's a hard fucking weight, bro.
It's a hard fucking division. There's not a lot of easy fights up there. Even the tune-up fights is, you know.
He says if Lubin and Mendoza could land on Fundora and hurt him, Boots probably could. Probably.
If Boots wants to convince his fan base that he's the second coming of Christ, he needs to stay at 147 in that shallow pool of fighters. He can beat those guys. He could probably even become undisputed. But if he goes at 154, it's going to be a much tougher day at the office for him.
That motherfucker bone dry at 147 already.
Yes, he
Right.
can't make that weight anymore. He
Well-
can't make that weight anymore.
Well,
He
then
tries to make 147. He looks Ethiopian.
The real.
He's gonna be big
Okay,
if
but
he gets
look,
over.
what does that tell you, Julius, when he's asking for two tune-up fights before fighting Berger Ortiz? What those tells me, you know who you are, and you know who you ain't. You are not on the level of Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford ain't doing that kind of shit.
Okay.
So you gotta be careful.
Espera. If he fights Madrimov, it's not bad. Madrimov's coming off for 2 L's. He's coming off for 2 L's.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But those weren't bad L's.
No, the Virgil one was, Virgil fucked him up real nice. He did fuck him up
he
real
looked
nice.
good. He looked respectable for 6-7 rounds, and then you saw that obviously the skill gap, start widening more. But it wasn't like he was completely out of class from.
It's just
day
you know what the main thing is. If you want 2 tune-ups, I'll say my opinion. I'm actually not against him getting 2 tune-ups. I'm not, because I don't think you're Crawford. I don't really think you like that. And I don't think your career even going to be like that. I do not, right? So yeah, you want 2 tune-ups? Okay. But depending on who they are, I'm going to be critical. They better be junior middleweights. That's where I'm at. They better be junior middleweights.
Well, in defense,
like a 3-division.
Well, right. Look. Just because I'm a piece of shit, I wouldn't mind Blair Cobbs. If I could see him get knocked out again,
just to see the ragdoll effect. That's what I'm curious about.
Yo, when Alexis Rocha was fucking him up, dog.
That's another tune-up.
Oh no, I had a fucking hard on.
Why you being so hard on your Capricorn brother, man? Come on.
But in all seriousness, yeah. If you're saying that I'm trying to acclimate to the weight, okay, well, don't fucking go fight a fucking welterweight then, all right? At 54, you're trying to acclimate, right? You're trying to test the waters here with the fighters that's here, then fight the fighters that are here, because there's a lot of them. There's Madrimov, there's Conwell. It doesn't have to be Sergey Boachuk right away. There's Mendoza. There's Jesus Ramos. Fight one of them.
Conwell's a good fight.
Julius, really quick, what happened with that guy Josh Kelly versus Marchesalev fight?
Here's what they said. Here's what Kathy Duva said. It's a sorted situation. At first, Murtazaliev was blaming Josh Kelly, saying that they went silent. Fast forward, Kathy Duva, who manages Murtazaliev, she said that the IBF gave them a deadline that they have to fight Lubin now, because Lubin is mandatory. And it sounds like that's why the Kelly people backed out, because they couldn't fight Murtazaliev. Murtazaliev now has to fight Lubin, because everybody forgot Lubin's last fight on Pro Box was an IBF final eliminator. That's his mandatory.
What? So that fight was that guy. How was he called? I do remember that fight.
Aldriel, he fought a guy named Aldriel Holmes, a fucking nobody. He fucking knocked him out. He became his mandatory doing that.
Oh, no. I was thinking about the fight before that. He won, supposedly. Lubin won.
You talking about the Jesus Ramos one?
Yeah, Jesus
right?
Ramos.
He didn't do shit. They robbed Jesus for nothing, because that was for a fucking WBC title. And they robbed him for nothing, because now he's on the IBF route. But fast forward, what Kathy Duva said is basically they have to fight Lubin now. They have to. They don't have enough time to do a voluntary with Josh Kelly.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Who's the gentleman? One second, I'm sorry. Who's the gentleman who's on the panel? His mic's kind of low. I'd like to hear what he has to say, but I feel like we're talking over him. I can't really hear him. What was
That's
the gentleman's
Fig.
name?
He talks low on purpose to get the. No, that's Fig. He talked low on purpose to get the bitches to drop their drawers. Like he's doing that on purpose.
You not hear me?
He's all monotonous.
He using the sexy voice. Is what
you mean
I just want to hear what he has to say. So
you mean he's the Barry White of Ring IQ? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's doing the sexy shit because it's for the bitches. The sexy shit.
Fine.
Love like mine. The one who cares about you.
Hey, your girl gonna hear that, she gonna go crazy, bro.
Shit is crazy out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I just don't envision. It's too perilous at that fucking weight, dog. It's too and the shit is for any fighter. This like I think the same thing about Sebastian that I think about Brandon Figueroa that I think about a lot of guys that for any fighter who has largely benefited, like Devin, from having a size advantage or a reach advantage, yeah, you're on borrowed time automatically. If that's the crux of what you do, yeah, you're on borrowed time. And Boots is largely
If that's what
benefited
makes
from
you
being
special, hell yeah.
that's you from being a huge fucking welterweight. Well, you're not huge at junior middle. You're not. So you better figure it out.
What about Madrimov?
I would like to see him
Madrimov,
box more.
see, Madrimov, I named him for a reason. Madrimov, while he is coming off of 2 losses, presents not only a style that is not good for Boots. Remember, Madrimov is a mover, dog. He moves like a Karen Chukadzian, but he has power. He has more power than Karen.
So someone give that motherfucker a tune-up.
Yeah, they trying to kill that motherfucker.
Motherfucker fighting proper. I'm
trying
back to back. That's crazy.
They trying to kill. They do that like he's gonna be the new Sergey Devianchenko. he's the new one. I am here to get fucked up and put up a good fight. That's what I'm here to do.
I'm here to make your resume look
And I'm
better.
already fucked up.
You know, because that's a tough ass sequence from fucking Bud to Virgil. Goddamn, somebody don't like you.
Another Eastern European Balkan guy that is tough and he loses a lot.
Pork Chop said a girl told me she likes Dixon cider. Have you ever heard of it? you needed to. You should have packaged that better. You gave it away. See, you gave it away too fast. You should have said, "Yo, I tried this new apple juice. Have you ever heard of it? What's it called? Dixon cider." And then I was like, oh.
Is this acid that is sells it?
I go by Dixon cider sometimes too.
Dixon cider, man, it's good stuff. You know, and yeah, Boots. You know, it just is what it is with him. That it's kind of fucked up because he is a good fighter. I don't think he's bad. But I really don't see him. I don't see him being a unified champion at that weight ever, unless we're talking about like vacant titles or something.
I think he could, man.
Against who, dog?
I could have guessed that.
I think he'd beat Sebastian.
Nope.
I think
he beats Murtazaliev.
That's probably be the toughest one, but he might. Shit.
No, bro.
I don't think
Murtazaliev in the Tszyu fight, and I was never really high on Tszyu like that, so it's like.
Yeah, so just to change a little bit, what did Turkey say about Teo, and what did he also say about Schofield?
What he said about Schofield, I didn't see what he said about Schofield, but what he said about Teo is he's just not going to work with him anymore. That's what he said about him.
You know,
get
that fuck out of here.
I don't blame him, man.
The shit is that dude is a fucking. The dude is just a fucking dickhead, bro.
I
Like,
want to see Teo in.
Dude,
yeah, but you know what the shit is? The shit is that the fights that are even out there for Teo, right? Like, let's just say the Devin Haney fight, which, you know, yeah, it's been built up for years. But my honest opinion, I'm more interested in seeing Espinoza versus Angelo Leo than I am in Lopez versus Haney. Why? Because it's a more entertaining fight. Yeah, it's a more entertaining fight. It's a shootout.
But I think that's easy for Espinoza.
I just want to see somebody. Look, I just really want to see somebody get beat up really bad. That's all I want.
You know, he's talking about making Lester Martinez and Billy.
That's
I love that fight. I love that fight.
Good ass fight, boy.
Right? But check it out. But the shit is that Teo's like, there's probably one fight that I would be excited to see with Teo because it is genuinely intriguing and it would have a pleasing aesthetic. And that is Brian Norman versus Teo, because Teo has the style, but Brian has the size and the power. So yeah, I would like that fight. But it's like, yo, dog, I gotta beg you to fight Brian Norman. That's where we at. I gotta beg you to do that.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Teo's number one undisputed pound for pound delusional. That's
right? Like Devin hits like a 12-year-old girl with osteoporosis, and he's fighting Bryan.
That's wild.
I have no
Hey,
idea what the fuck
question:
he's going
Who
to
do you
do.
guys
Like,
think is more
what the fuck
delusional,
is he going
Tszyu
to
or
do?
Berlanga?
No,
That's
a
Berlanga
hard
for
one.
sure.
Berlanga easily.
No,
Shout out to Pork
Berlanga's out
Chop.
here throwing
Sky is
fucking
the limit
parades
for
losses.
Boots, but he's indecisive. I don't agree with that. I think all these predications about Boots are all based on how he looked fighting cans of tuna fish and hominy. Oh yeah, he looks
Yeah.
spectacular beating the crap out of
Hominy.
these diced
Come on,
tomatoes.
You can
Like,
defend
I
this guy,
mean,
Nicholson.
he
Come
did
on
with
now.
him what he was supposed to do with him. You know.
It's
Like,
not.
Yeah.
It's that you got over 30 of them joints, dog. You was at welterweight a long time, and all you really did was Stanionis.
That's it.
That's
you
all.
Stanny on this. I could say Karen's a good. I would like to see Karen versus some of these guys too.
Okay,
I think
but
Karen's a good fighter.
don't forget. You will never have to forget that Boots had the opportunity to fight Crawford. They
Yep.
were going to pay for that fight, and they said no. And if
They
that
were
was
loyal to
Boots,
Showtime.
like
I mean,
believing
that's
in
the
himself,
fight. Crawford gloves exploded. He was on BOK Prime's first promotion.
Ah,
It was
shut
like
the
a
fuck
brand new
up.
Now go with the
company and shit.
Fig.
You know
You
what I'm
can't.
saying? That shit.
Fig.
Like,
Now
Hasta
one.
los
Now here's it.
chicos.
No. We're not going to do that because that's some bullshit. It's a matter of fact that the manufacturer of those gloves, 2 days after that, accepted full responsibility. They confirmed that was a defective batch. There was nothing suspicious about that. The
everybody saw them
manufacturer,
shits was
the manufacturer of the gloves, who was it? Everlast. They
Yep.
said that was they said that was a defective set of gloves. So we're not going to do that too.
I mean, they said
Boots.
this. My thing is like they said it. The announcers mentioned them. It was in front of the ref. Like everybody saw them shits. Had,
So
like,
we saying
fighters come
That
out
we
and
doesn't
saying
matter.
that
stop
so
and take
so
them
we
off
saying
and rechange them.
Crawford got M80s in his gloves for Ebenezer.
No, I'm just saying that.
Hey, yo,
that
Fig, did you
fight,
think
gotta
that
stop-
Wilder
fight
got
was
hit
a
with an
fight
egg
where
weight?
his
Now,
gloves
dude,
was fucked up,
this shit
and
is
then
this is
fucking-
this is the shit that. But see, this is why I say passionate about these kinds of situations, right? Because you got to stop defending this bullshit. This is why the American boxing scene is boring, because of shit like this. You talk shit for 2.5 years, 3 years about Bud this and Bud that, anything Bud could. All right, here's your moment. Take it. Nah, cause I'm loyal to Showtime. Yo,
Y'all remember that video where they're interviewing Boots and Bud is walking by and they're like, oh, there goes Bud, and he starts making these bird noises like whoop whoop, like
no, did you see his face, bro?
motherfucker turn that narcolepsy and shit.
Yo, like, man, get out of here, bro. And I'm like, it's like the Davis thing all over again, right? Yo, Javante, if you didn't want to fight Loma at 130, I'm okay. But you could have fought Tevin Farmer. You could have fought Andrew Cancio. You could have fought Alberto Machado. You could have fought Miguel Burchout. You didn't fight shit.
Nothing.
Boots. Okay. Crawford scares you. He scares me too. He's a scary guy, all right? He's like fucking Achilles from Omaha. Understandable, right? But that does not excuse that you was at welterweight for like 30-something fights. Yo, dog, like can you squeeze a Butayev in between all that nothing that you got in your resume? Can you squeeze an Alexis Rocha in there? Because you was there for a long and like your dog, all you did was fight Stanionis, and that was your last fight. That's crazy.
His resume is just littered with cancer macro.
Villa not comparable to Rocha. Like they both be Rashidi Ellis.
No. You
what's
know why?
Rocha's
You
best
know
fight?
what? No. Rocha, before Boots even fights Stanionis, right? Before that, who gave Blair Cobbs his first loss? Rocha.
It's Blair fucking Cobbs. Come on.
Yo, dog, Blair Cobbs is better than Sergey Lipinets.
He beat Adrian Broner.
Blair Cobbs better than Sergey Lipinets.
He fought 3 division champion Adrian Broner, bro.
Oh, dog. I know he was
No,
off
this is the
of
problem in
140
boxing. We're
with
fucking
Blair
comparing.
Put some
Cobbs.
respect on this guy.
My dude,
On Blair the
Boots
Flair.
fought. You can't turn your nose up at Blair when one of Boots' more recent knockouts is Thomas Dulorme.
No, hang on. This was the problem in boxing,
think
especially
that's
American
like
boxing.
like
We're
Lipinets
comparing fucking
level.
Sergey Lipinets to Alex Rocha. Like, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
People, you jackasses.
Because they both beat Rashidi. Like,
Nah,
Rashidi,
nah,
no, wait,
nah.
did Rashidi beat Rocha? Beat Rashidi,
Who-
right?
Rashidi?
Rocha didn't beat Rashidi. Roman Villa beat Rashidi. Roman
Rashidi
Villa.
and Rocha never fought.
Yeah.
No, they never fought.
Oh, I must be tweaking.
No.
Yeah, I'm tweaking.
You're right. You're right. Rashidi beat Rocha. Rashidi beat Rocha.
Rashidi
You right.
beat Rocha. Okay, that's what it
Yeah.
is. That's what I'm saying. Like isn't Villa like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, look, man.
better than
look.
a Rocha win?
The shit is,
Like,
look, nobody, this the thing. Nobody gets together on a late night in June to tell ghost stories about fucking Alexis Rocha or Rashidi Ellis or Roman Villa. You had motherfuckers doing Burning Man over Boots. Oh, you fucking second coming, dog. You crazy?
it's because of
He's gonna
the
beat the
crazy
shit out of everybody.
performances, though. Like, he was having like,
What's crazy about beating up Chris Van Heerden?
this
What?
is how he did it. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
stop, dog.
It was
This-
how
and this is-
it was
this
done.
is-
Like,
And this is how this shit began.
What
This is-
brand of knee pads do you use?
come on, bro.
Come on.
Like, you cannot
This is
pretend like
this
you
how the
was,
shit
like,
start.
Boots
This,
was
this
styling
and this
on
is
people,
why
bro.
and this is why American fighters. This is why American fighters, unlike their foreign contemporaries, they can't rebound off a loss. Why? Because they put them all the way up here for wiping their ass. For wiping their. Oh, did you see how he did that? Yo, the technique, like
It's
what?
how
Oh my
he
God,
did it,
he's
bro.
Roy Jones.
That's how he did
It's
it.
how he
You know what I'm
wiped.
saying?
Like,
Like,
nah,
everybody
you
faces
didn't
Contest
do
bumps
nothing.
bullshit.
coming
If-
up, but like, how you
No,
get
no,
rid of the
And
no,
you
no,
don't
no. See,
fucking
no,
praise
hold on.
him
And
for
this is
it.
the thing. This is the thing. Once again, you're not saying nothing I didn't already say. You just saying it in reverse. Yes, a lot of guys fight a lot of nothing on the way up. A lot of guys fight a lot of cans of diced tomatoes. A lot of guys do. The difference is a lot of guys don't get called the best thing ever for beating up them cans. This guy, that's what they was doing, and it wasn't that long ago neither. It was 2 years ago. Oh no, he's gonna kill
Yeah, I
everybody.
think
Bro.
all
He's gonna
that
beat.
bad after the Karen fight. Like,
Nah, they
shit,
kept
I was
going
on
with
that train
shit.
too. I was high on Boots. I'm still high on him. I just don't think he's as good as
Well, you need rehab.
Nah,
Crawford.
dog. I really don't see him having the career that people thought he was gonna have. But the
No,
thing is that
I
I've
think
been
he could be
saying
like a
that.
3-division champion. You can't see that.
there
He's
have
been
been
moving
two.
funny though.
Win belts.
There have been two smoking guns.
Depends. Wait. It depends on what happens in the middleweight division. It depends. But I think
160
about.
light, man.
I think about because I don't think he's gonna come up on Yanni Beck. I think by the time Boots goes up there, those guys that are there now will be long gone. But just think about guys like Sergey Boachuk, you know. I Boots. I don't know what I don't know if you win that fight. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying I don't know. I don't know.
Yo, Jules.
Okay.
Good.
Yo, did you? No, I just want to ask just real quick. Did you guys talk about Bam and the Nakatani issue, like how that broke down?
Man, listen, man. I don't believe that bullshit, man. You think I believe that bullshit? I don't believe that.
What
I'm
they're
sorry.
saying.
He's saying that Mr. Honda don't want to make it. When Rudy say that shit, then I believe it. Till Rudy say that shit, that is just your version of the story.
Okay.
I don't believe that shit. If Rudy and Drew sit down and share a steak in between selfies, and he says,
when they start holding hands on the table, a candlelit
you know,
dinner.
when they're done with dinner, when they go walk in the park with each other, if Rudy, no, all right, no bullshit. If Rudy says, I need Rudy to co-sign that, and if Rudy don't co-sign that, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Until Rudy co-sign it, I don't believe it.
You moved out of way too many divisions Junto was in for me to believe that bullshit.
Yeah, like anybody could look at that and see, look, I'm not trying to put nothing on Bam, but it's just common sense. What the fuck do I look like fighting this shotgun Japanese motherfucker? For that, I'd rather risk it all with Inui because I'm going to get paid more. It's common sense. So, of course, yeah, Mr. Honda don't want to make. Why would Mr. Honda not want to make that fight? Why not? The fuck? He not worried about nothing. That don't make no sense to me. Shout out to motherfucker Pork Chop. T.O. and Schofield is cut off. Yeah, but with Schofield, he not really cut off because he didn't want no problems. You can't cut a motherfucker off from something he don't want. You think they trying to be out there fighting people? No, dog. They trying to fight under the Golden Boy banner against tuna fish, potato salad, and egg salad, bro. Them dudes is
Yeah,
not trying
didn't
to
they do like a
nothing.
whole press conference, all the whole 9 yards, just to tear their
Yeah.
labia like the weekend
Yeah,
of?
they talk a
The,
lot of shit just to fight a ham
I
sandwich.
I know he's not liked, but I like Schofield, Mama Skull, bro. He's different from the rah rah dads, bro. He's
Are you
Oh, he's definitely
Shakur,
He
different.
Nah,
worse.
He's
Yeah,
Shakur,
he's
definitely
worse.
Even
different.
the
Talking
you
even
about,
trying
the
to
bro.
like,
your
trying to get yeah,
buns,
ain't
come
you?
on.
He's a
He's
heel
tutti
Even
and
frutti
the
Fine,
different.
first one.
Shakur. You
your
fine.
buns.
My
He's
son is
built
he's
like
gonna
not
jerk
a
you
rah
Bill.
off,
rah dad. He's a
Hey,
hee hee
Shakur.
dad.
Like I think
TLC
I'm so fucking sick of Bill Haney, bro. That Mama Skull's fresh air, bro.
That's
Oh,
funny.
listen, Mama,
Bill
Mama.
out.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fucked
but
up.
I think Mama Sco's worse. You know why? Look, and I'm not even trying to appreciate Devin because he irritates me. But real is real. Devin got shit done. He did. We cannot deny that. He got
Yeah.
some shit. He did get done. He did. He did become undisputed. He did go to Australia 2 times. He did that. He did fight Loma. I don't think he won, but he did fight him. He didn't waste our time. He did fight him. He did
And
fight
he got the
Booker,
Ryan fight
APs.
too. Ryan came in
And
overweight.
he got the
right?
That shit.
APs.
The Schofields, y'all already pulled out on Ashton Silva. Y'all already pulled out on Shakur. You already turned down $2 million for Abdullah. Who are you gonna? And now you acting because you fought Tevin Farmer or for
Yep.
3 back-to-back L's. Y'all going crazy. Y'all
Yeah,
climbing up the
this dude's
ceiling
a
off.
top tier
and Julius,
pullout
I try to
artist.
fight Andy Cruz.
and
He's
Julius,
has
this
The
oh my
way
Tevin,
this
god.
dude
Yeah,
pull out, he
Andy
ain't never
Wahid
gonna have
Green.
kids. For
no,
real,
and Julius,
bro.
this Tevin Farmer, look, he fought Murataya and Cepeda twice. This motherfucker in 3 fights got hit like 1,000,000 times, and that's the
Exactly.
guy you fought, and you
And
beat
that's
in
the
one round.
and that's the dude y'all literally climbing up the side of the building over this shit. Like, yo, calm
Bro,
down, bro.
you
This is
Well, I
not
knocked
For
mean,
real,
you
too.
you
I'm
like
you
not.
Motherfuckers blowing
you
that shit
knocked
I'm
out.
out
not.
a chinny Tevin Farmer. All of a sudden you're Henry Armstrong.
listen,
Fought him
my
in the first
son.
round. Like he caught
My
him cold in
son
the
is gonna
first.
jerk everybody off.
Well,
What are you talking about,
he's
Shakur?
he's also really young. He's only 22. I mean, but it is time
Only
to start making.
23. That shit, bro.
Wait until you
If
hear
you
that
don't,
bullshit.
te lo voy a decir. Te lo voy a decir. Okay, está bien. He's only 23, 20, whatever, right? Pues cállate la
23.
whatever.
22.
Cállate la
What
fucking
a
boca,
cat.
entonces. Cállate la
22,
fucking
26.
boca. Para estar hablando bulto. Para estar hablando mierda, entonces. If you, I'm 20, all right, then shut the fuck up. Go fight
Who,
tune-ups and shut the fuck up.
who would be a good fight for him? Zepeda?
Berenchik. And I don't even know if he beats him. Dennis
Damn.
Berenchik, the
Are you
one that
serious? The guy got his ass.
I don't
The
think
guy
so.
got his ass kicked.
Keyshawn whooped his
Yeah,
ass.
beat
An
his ass.
Olympian whooped his ass. Floyd is not no Olympian. Not no Olympian.
You think Baranchik beats Floyd?
I didn't say that.
I'm
I
asking.
said
No, I didn't make a statement. I was asking you. Do you think he beats him? Now I'm putting you to the test, motherfucker.
Ride
Are you
the
shitting
fence.
yourself?
No fence riding, beats.
Hey,
Next
chill out,
question.
country. Chill out, country.
My
Who wins the
last
fight?
memory of Baranchik is getting fucked up.
all right, you know what? You know what? You know what? I'll go with Floyd because I think Oscar, if he gotta rob him, he'll rob him. So one way or another, Floyd win. But if you're thinking about what's a good acid test for Floyd right now, because we know what kind of fighter you're not gonna fight, right? Yeah, Dennis Berenchik. That would be a
Toughen up,
decent.
buttercup.
Well, fucking Jules was
How
over there
old is
throat
Baranchik?
singing
Like
and shit,
38?
man.
He'll knock
No,
out
that
Baranchik.
What if he fights Andy Cruz?
he's not gonna fight Andy.
Yeah, I just said if.
Cruz.
That's why I said if. If he
Not gonna
does, he,
fight. What are we wasting time on the
does he
ifs
beat
of the
Andy
world, bro?
Cruz?
I don't think so.
No,
Not
he
right
doesn't.
now.
Fuck
Not
no, he
right now.
doesn't.
It's too simple. Floyd is too simple. He's too simple.
I
Who's
think it's the
who's
best time to get him.
Who's
Like
that
right
dude
now,
that he fought? He fought the
if
guy
he
he
gonna try
fought.
it.
The guy he fought before he fought Farmer. That guy knocked him on his ass like in the 11th round.
Right.
He was going toe to toe with him. That
That
dude
dude
wasn't.
came from like 120.
But that dude wasn't. But that dude wasn't even. I mean, he's a
That Renee
good,
guy,
solid
yeah, that
fighter,
dude
but he's not
started
a.
like at 120 and shit.
But that dude gave that dude gave Floyd fits though. He knocked him on his
No, and
ass.
here's the thing. And here's the thing that this is why I really can't fuck with the Schofields. Like, look, we could laugh at Devin and his weak ass punches all day, But Devin really is about to fight Brian Norman. He really about to do that. That's crazy. Floyd, you don't want to fight anyone, but you know what's about to happen? Your daddy, several times a week, is going to make videos about Shakur, knowing y'all not going to fight him. Because that was always the play. Y'all going to ride that scooter all day. Yeah, Shakur, you can't come to the car.
Shakur!
Yeah. We went to the gas station. I bought
He doesn't have
salt
his
and
man
vinegar
strength
chips.
yet.
They stole my passport when I was getting a pack an hour later.
You know what I'm
Skip
saying?
up,
Like,
Buttercup.
y'all
my
really,
car.
and that's what irritates me. That look, I could make fun of Devin and his fucked up fashion sense, and that you tried to control that. That was too much pussy for you. I've been saying like that's too much pussy for you. That's not the kind of pussy you need, bro. You can't handle that, right? I could make fun of him, but the Haneys are more about they bi. They are. You gotta give them that. More about they bi than the Schofields. Floyd, y'all trying to do podcasts. That's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to be on the Breakfast Club talking about Shakur, knowing y'all ain't about to fight him. Yeah,
I know he's talking about how he was food and all this and that. Motherfucker, shut
You
up. Quit
buying-
flexing him.
You,
Look.
Brody, y'all
Yo.
literally turned down. How could you even be ready for Shakur when you just turned down Abdullah? Make it make sense, bro. To fight Tevin Farmer.
Look,
My
you
son
can never-
knows the 5 styles of boxing.
Bro, it was the excuses for me.
you cannot take anybody serious who has bad veneers. Okay,
Yeah.
if you have bad veneers and you have money, you can't be taken serious. You can't take
He
your
got, his
friends serious.
veneers from the same dude that rotated his tire, bro. This is
Yes,
one.
they
He
are
got
just
this
so
huge-
hard.
They made some of
And
the
he got
worst
that big
excuses I
Klingon
ever
forehead,
heard.
man. I mean, you could break walnuts on that shit, man.
God damn.
Drugs in the car and then a repo man saved
Yeah,
you. Like,
and then
who the
you
fuck
got
could
you
come
put
up with
yo,
that, bro?
you know what they do? They go to the hospital. They fucking put all the iPhone charger cords in his mouth. Yo, pretend you asleep. I'm about to take a picture. Bing.
Right.
Yo, he's sick. Yo, he's sick. Yo, he
Like,
can't fight. Yo, what's
The
good?
iPhone cords. Oh my
He-
god.
yeah, it looked like
He
he
was at the
fucking in a
club
coma or
Monday
some shit.
night.
What the
Because
fuck
how
is
the
that?
fuck could you be on your deathbed on Saturday and be back in the gym on Monday? And guess what? The only reason we know you was back in the gym because your father told us. So, so what you had diarrhea? Understand what the fuck is going to incapacitate you like that? So that on Monday you back in the gym with the medicine ball.
The cops came and they found drugs in his car because Shakur planted him. And then when the repo man got there, he felt the hood of the car and told the cops, "There's no way he drove this car. It's cold as ice." As the cops turned around and said, "Oh, okay," and uncuffed him and let him go. Well, wait a minute. What about the drugs?
In a whole different country, they did that. Like,
Yeah,
like, what's
it was in Saudi Arabia when they said that. It's like, yo, what are you doing, y'all? What is happening
passports? Here? Like,
come on.
That was a funny ass U-turn.
That's worse than Wilder's excuses. That's why I can't fuck. This is excuses.
And that's what it's gonna be like. That's why I said that we could say this and that about Bill. Maybe you don't like Bill, but you know what? Maybe you don't like Devin, and that's cool. I don't really like them neither. But they more about they be out in the Schofield. The Schofields
They don't duck smoke.
They just a giant waste of fucking time, dog. They doing all that to do the rounds on the podcast. That's what they trying to do. They trying to get on all the podcasts with that bullshit.
You know, the thing I didn't understand is that if you have the luxury to fight on a turkey card, if you do something that is so unprofessional and looks so bad, do you not realize that the likelihood of you ending that relationship? Do you know the millions of
They
potential
don't
dollars in the
want
future?
I'm telling you that you can't get kicked out of a situation you never wanted to be in. They don't want to be in Saudi villain.
Then why did they sign the fight? I mean, it's not
Because
like they
I'm
pulled out of the
telling
fight
you,
a
you're
couple
not
weeks.
understanding. I told the story. I said it. They didn't think that nobody would step in to make the fight that fast. They thought, yeah, we're gonna talk shit for like 1,000,000 months and do wow interviews. They didn't think, yo, Turkey gonna make this shit like that. Bing. And then he made like, oh shit, he made it. All right, we figured something out. Right. Don't worry, I got you, yo. We gonna get out of this. We gonna
Go
get
to
out of this.
go to sleep, kid. I'll think about something.
You know what I'm saying? He put 3 iPhone cords in his mouth. They got the fuck up. Like, he's sick. Y'all come on. We gotta go. We gotta go to the
And
doctor, bro.
you know how
His
you know it's
cerebral
bullshit?
cortex is not fully developed yet.
Do you know how you know it's bullshit? Because the only time you're looking for something, you put that weak ass music in the background. That's how you know it's
Yeah,
bullshit.
dog, like you. So you saying that what Floyd was about to die, or they poisoned him? They like what, bro? Who the fuck got to do all that for your son, dog? Who? Come on, dog. Now I gotta go take a shit. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that whole thing was so hilarious. He was talking about how Shakur stole the page out of their passports, and all kinds of whack shit. And I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but Coach Malachi went on the live on a video. It was imitating him and had on like a Klingon forehead with a wig. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. He looked and sounded just like Mama Hopefield. We were dying. That shit was funny.
Yeah, it's funny how everybody online call him Mama Hopefield.
You know, Coach Malachi started that.
Yeah. It's funny how like that shit caught on, like how Will.
Like wildfire, bro.
You know, that's the thing is if you're going to have a daddy, you're going to have somebody in your quarter that runs that fucking dick sucker all the time, you got to be able to back it up. And if you're going to go over to Saudi Arabia, you're going to pump that fight up, you're going to run all that shit, talk all that game, then you pull out with all that weak shit afterwards, you're going to lose a lot of respect for fans and also promoters. That is a death sentence to do shit like that. And you're so young in your career, you don't understand how dumb that was to pull that because you're going to burn a lot of bridges.
It's his father, though. I mean, in a way, yeah, he's the kid's going along with it, but it's his dad.
No disrespect to your country, but that's a grown man, and that's his career. If you're going to let your dad drive your career off a cliff, then you know what? That you deserve that shit then. Because you're going to pull your dad inside.
It depends on how his dad raised him. I mean, it seems to me like his dad has a lot more control over him.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but with all due respect, if my father, who I respect, as my dad, but if I'm the one who's cashing the checks and paying the bills, eventually you have to pull the guy aside and say, listen, I love you as my father, but you're going to have to make decisions that are going to be conducive and great for my future. Just because you're my dad doesn't mean that you can fucking destroy my professional career.
I don't think he's willing to do that, though.
Well, then he's going to be fighting. Then he's going to be fighting in front of about 2,000 people on Golden Boy cards in some random casino in California. Then he's not. Do you not understand how big of an opportunity it is to fight in front of all those people for a multi-billionaire? Yeah. He's got unlimited funds, and you fucking burn that bridge. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That is a death sentence. That is the worst possible thing you can do. And Teo's just as dumb as fucking shit to do the same thing as well. You're killing the golden goose.
I think.
Well, I'm not disagreeing, man. I'm not.
I think he'll lie back around for Tszyu. Because Tszyu, there's too many fights people want to see from Tszyu.
Yeah, and Tszyu, for some reason, he's like one of the few people that can just do the dumbest fucking shit and say the dumbest shit and still come out on top. I don't know what it is. He's torpedoed his career multiple times.
That's why I'm invested. At this point, I just want to see Tszyu get slip. I really wanted that Brian Norman fight.
I don't think he breeds Brian Norman. I like Tszyu. I like watching him fight. He's just a weird guy. He's a weird dude because he rises to competition. When the competition is good, he fights. He fights down the competition, which is such a weird thing to see from a professional boxer. I'm not saying that fighters can't do that, but they generally do it a one-off. But for some reason, Tszyu fights to the quality of his competition because you're not supposed to be going 12 rounds with Steve Claggett, a club level fighter from Canada, and then you're beating Josh Taylor. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
He don't get up.
The ghost of Josh Taylor,
fighters don't get the fights they want. They don't get up for him. It's like being interested, interest level, I guess. But yeah, I want to see Tszyu get slept, man.
I'm tired of Tszyu and his delusion, man. That guy's annoying.
I've given up trying to figure out Teofimo Lopez. I think he's gonna get beat. He has a spectacular performance. I think he's gonna have a spectacular performance. He looks like shit. He's gonna do what he does. He's gonna fight whoever he fights, and I'm probably gonna watch it when it happens and complain about him being an asshole when he does. I'm just resigned to it. I
actually semi-agree with him now. He is number one pound for pound, he is undisputed, but at being delusional. Nobody else can beat him.
Bro, no.
His delusion is
I
too
dispute
fucking strong.
that. I dispute that. Berlanga. That do not. You are underestimating Berlanga's delusion. That motherfucker went from no excuses to loaded gloves, and was it even 24 hours?
No.
It was even 24 hours. Like,
No, I don't think it
Really?
was.
Well, in Berlanga's defense, he's been delusional since he was like 15-0, though. So it's not like he started beating people and became somewhat delusional. The guy was the king of New York after he was 10-0. He was knocking out cab drivers, and he's already like fighting and arguing with Bob about pay and shit. It's like, bro, you gotta crawl before you walk. Where the fuck is his ego coming from? It's shocking to me. I have no idea why the guy has such a huge fucking ego. What you?
He's a fucking knucklehead. He's a knucklehead.
You got your ass kicked by Canelo, and then you have a fucking parade, and then
It's because he didn't get stopped. It's because look, I think if he's being honest with himself, he knows he ain't shit. He's not good at all. But the fact that he went to distance with Canelo said, no, I'm really that guy. Because even for a guy like me to be with Canelo and actually punch him in the face one time or two in the world 12 rounds, that means that there must be something in me that is worth it.
You're probably right, and I'll tell you why. Because I remember when Berlanga was on the rise, and ESPN was pushing him hard. I think he had 15 or 16 knockouts. What's that? He had 15 or 16 knockouts, right? And so you had ESPN pushing him pretty hard. And I thought to myself, who the fuck is this guy? I didn't know who he was. I knew he was knocking out cab drivers, but he was getting a little push, a little national attention. And then I went back and I found some of his amateur fights, right? And then I saw him fight amateurly, and he got knocked down 2 or 3 times by inferior talent. And I said, okay, this guy's not really anything that he's going to be. He's going to end up being a flash in a pan. He's going to be a guy who is just overvalued right now. But if you look back, I think you're right, because he knows he's not as good as portrayed, and this is just about as far as he's going to get. And I think that's where partly maybe the ego does come from, because he truly knows he's not as good as he thinks he is.
Yeah, but it's not good. He knows he's not good, but the fact that he went with Canelo Alvarez, that he probably was thinking to himself, this motherfucker is going to knock me the fuck out eventually. And that didn't happen because maybe Canelo is slowing down. Maybe he at that time had, I don't know. But he didn't
maybe Canelo might have carried him like he did with Jaime.
No. He talked too much shit. He ran his mouth too much.
No, Canelo hasn't been knocking out nobody since Carlos Plant. Don't forget that. So I think that says more about Canelo than Berlanga.
Huh. CBS just canceled the Stephen Colbert show.
Good.
By the way, Connie Francis passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Fucking appreciate it. Jesus Christ.
Age 87, man. May she rest in peace. I struck.
Sorry, but I don't know who that is.
None of
but
you saw it coming. I struck. Damn it.
Oh shit. That's country for you.
Classic
Well,
country.
It's true, though. It's true. I mean, she really did die. You know.
No, we don't doubt you.
No, in that particular subject, we're never gonna doubt you.
No,
Yeah, yo, you know, fucking Schofields, man. Waste of fucking
What
time.
the fuck are you eating now, fat ass?
Popsicle.
What's up, gentlemen?
It was good.
Solid.
What's up, man?
Bro, I'll go
What's
through a
up,
whole
Country?
fucking box of
What's up,
popsicles
Jules?
in like 2 days.
Fucking popsicles, man. I bought them for the kids. They're not eating them shits.
Nah, bro, it's hot as fuck down here in Texas, bro. I'll go through a whole box of them hoes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the
That shit
ninth
don't
circle
drop
of hell
below
in Texas, bro.
875
What the
down here.
fuck?
Yeah, you guys are down there in the broiler, man. I mean, fuck.
Bro,
Texas
shit doesn't
heat,
drop
man.
below 75. It's fucking ridiculous.
Man, it
That
just
sound like
rained
heaven
here
for
in
me, man.
Arizona. It feels so fucking good. Like he rained here for one of the 3 times it will this
Felt
entire
the
year.
rain in Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
No, the air in
Arizona
fucking
gets
Illinois
too
is so
bloody hot
crisp
too,
and
though.
clean.
That's something I want to ask you guys there from the United States of America, because down here in my area we don't really have snow, but this year we had something that we have never had before, really, that everything froze, but not because it was snowing. Because do you saw that movie then, The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eso es lo que
something
yo estaba
like that.
pensando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. That every piece of vegetation got frozen, the water, the pools got frozen, but wasn't no snow.
Yeah, being south of the
The-
equator, you're never going to get snow, man. And if you do, something's seriously wrong.
You guys had something like that up there? in
Yeah,
the
we
United
did.
States?
We did. I'll tell you, we did. It was a while ago. And it was called the Ice Age. That's when that shit.
That's so
No, no, no.
Stupid ass bitch.
That
You
shit
know, you
don't
could have
happen.
just went.
Hey,
Jules, you could have went with the blizzard of
Leo.
'96.
Hey, Leo.
He
the
said no
farther
snow.
Hey,
He
Leo,
said
the
no
farther
snow.
north you go here
Hey,
in
country,
the-
shut the fuck up.
Oh, fuck
He
you!
said
I'm
no
talking
snow.
to Leo. Damn it!
He said there was no snow, so you can't say the blizzard of '96. I've never seen nothing suddenly fucking freeze. Yo, they testing shit. By me, that sound like they testing some shit out
There
over
was
there.
snow
Like,
in
what
San
is this?
Francisco in '70s.
Nah, see, I firmly believe they got a weather machine, yo.
No, I believe that too. I believe that
Yeah,
too.
no, I genuinely believe that.
Do you know what?
Art.
The reason I could believe they got a weather machine is because weather, if theoretically, weather's not hard to manipulate. Weather comes from over the ocean and how hot or warm it is over the ocean.
Yeah, it just comes from
So
temperature changes.
yeah, so if you got some shit that can make it hot in a particular spot, which I'm pretty sure they do, you cook up all sorts of cool shit. You know, you can freeze all the fucking corn.
Cheeseburger.
When do we start talking about the flat Earth? When is that
Oh
next?
yeah, you know, we were gonna do Hollow Moon first. We were gonna talk
I
about
mean,
that. How,
I mean, when
Well,
are we
I wanna
gonna
do
admit
Hollow Earth,
that Antarctica is actually the edge of the Earth?
yo, anybody that believes that shit should be shot.
I mean, that might be. That's extreme. That
If
might
you
be
think, yo,
extreme.
you know how fucking retarded you gotta be to think the Earth is flat, bro? Like, yo, what is wrong with you, dog?
I mean,
Like,
it was disproven like 400 years ago.
They just proved
No,
that shit by
flat
sticking a
earthers
stick in the
themselves
fucking
disproved
ground.
it.
They stuck a stick in the ground, watched the shadow go in a circle. Like, oh, guess
No,
the
no,
Earth isn't
no. So
flat.
there was an actual experiment they did very recently. It's all documented. Flat earthers did it, where they were trying to prove, that Earth is flat. And so what they did is they had like one guy hold up a laser and another guy hold up like some object that it would shoot the laser through. That if the Earth was flat, the laser would shoot all the way straight through it. And they're like, no, we can't see it. Raise it above your head a little bit. And the dude raises it way above his head, and then the fucking laser pops up. And like, dude, you literally just fucking proved the Earth's not flat. That if he has to raise it higher than his actual self, than the laser's pointing, then it's on a fucking curve.
Yeah, I saw that experiment. The
I'm not a rocket
motherfucker was
science,
flabbergasted. That was, oh shit.
Yeah, dude was fucking flabbergasted, yo.
because you know what the cool part about that theory is? This is the only part that I thought was really fucking cool, even though I think the whole thing is fucking insanely stupid. So the part that has interests me from a writing perspective is that beyond the ice shelf, there are all these other fucking continents. Except that on the map that I saw, one of the fucking continents is named after like one of the Tolkien books. The Hobbit. It's like, okay, you guys are just making shit up.
Oh
now. Like,
yeah, that's funny. I know what you're talking about.
But that's the cool part, that wow, there could be all these other continents behind the ice shelf. Like yeah, that's kind of cool, and that's what makes people gravitate towards all these insane fucking theories. That there's a sensational part that there's all these land masses beyond.
Yeah, it's
the ice
the
shelf.
unknown factor that turns people on.
Yeah, it gets
So you
everybody's
think they-
dick hard.
You bitch, you motherfucker beat me by a second.
So you think these people should be shot, right? That might be extreme. Maybe they can believe in the flat earth, but they're not allowed to reproduce.
No,
Well, I didn't say they should be shot with a
fucking second. I was
I didn't say they should be shot with a with like a full metal jacket. You can shoot them with a potato gun or a bean bag. It's like
BB
what
gun.
the yeah, what the fuck is
I
wrong
don't-
with them?
Maybe,
I don't
maybe
think
they
so.
if they're really
50
annoying.
caliber.
You can shoot them with cum.
Now that's it.
Jesus Christ.
Only if they're hot.
Oh my
Only
God.
if they're hot.
Pork Chop said, "Remember, those guys did nothing but lie on Shakur." Yeah, and that's what irritates me. That's gonna be the grift. That's gonna be the grift.
The show fields, yeah.
Yeah, that. That's literally what they're gonna do for like the next year.
Yeah, like
2
didn't they
years.
try to say that like they like sneak attacked Floyd and like stuck something up his ass or something?
They said that the cops they put drugs on him. They like yo, what are you you doing all that over a
All over
boxing
the
match,
place.
homie?
Nah, Jules,
they're-
thank God for the tow truck driver that put his hand on the hood and said, wait, this car was not turning them on. Release these guys.
Like,
You know what I
man,
mean?
get it,
Hey,
like-
yo, it's a crazy story, man. That's bullshit.
I never even listened to the full story. I
That
only
is
ever got
bullshit.
bits and pieces.
It's
But
just
from
that
what
if
I've
you
heard,
gotta
it's
if you
fucking
gotta
retarded.
lie like that, if
Like
you
that.
gotta lie like that over a fight, homie, I don't even want to see you fight. Cause like, yo, really,
that.
fam? Really? This what we doing? Come on, bro.
7th grade lies.
Yeah, that's like some shit a 12-year-old would do. Like
Yeah,
the
Jules.
teacher, yo, she gave me an A, but it turned into an F because the class is like, man, shut the fuck up, man. Y'all
know
too
what-
old for that shit.
You know what Floyd Schofield reminds me of? There was this kid in and this was 11th grade, right? Not even 7th grade, 11th grade. And the teacher was like, "Where's your homework?" My homework's in my locker. My teacher just looked at me like, "Okay, let's go to your locker then, tough guy." I meant my locker at home.
You got a
like,
locker
what?
at home?
Come on, man.
Yeah, who
That's
doesn't
a
have
Floyd
a locker
Schofield
at home?
lie.
Yeah,
Who doesn't
that's
have a
the
locker?
Schofield lie.
I have work
Exactly.
boots in my locker in my garage. What are you talking about? You don't have a locker at your house?
Hey,
Mm,
Jules,
no,
I don't
you
know
have-
if you got
Let me
to
read the
catch
super
it.
chat. Shout out to JX. Turkey wants to make Mabili, Bivol, Hamza, and Benavidez for Canelo. People just want to see Canelo die. He gotta face Jesus. I mean, like the shit is. Look, man, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
I got a serious question. The deal with Canelo, while Canelo obviously is a very skilled fighter, why hasn't he been able to put anybody down and really hurt them in like 5 years?
I think Canelo could win a UD over Jesus, bro.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Here's a hot take. Because people got caught up in Canelo, like hurting Billy Joe and knocking out Caleb Plant. They got caught up in that, right? But if you really go back, I've been watching Canelo forever. If you really go back, he was never a knockout merchant. I remember after the Cotto fight, everybody said that Antonio Margarito beat the fuck out of Cotto more than Canelo did. Fight with Canelo was competitive. Canelo was never better beef. He never was. Not at 54, not at 60. He was never better beef.
Right.
But he knocked a couple of guys out in recent memory, and everybody started acting like it's not that
It's
he's
the
weak.
way he did it, Jules. It's the way he did it.
It's not that he's weak because even Bivol said that he's a very hard puncher. People tell you Canelo is physically strong. He's a hard puncher. But this idea that he always gonna knock people out, that's not me making excuses for him. I'm being real with you that at 54, he wasn't known for knocking everybody out. Because he didn't knock everybody out. He didn't. At middleweight, he has only guy he knocked out at middleweight was Amir Khan.
Right.
Well, that doesn't count. Everybody have knocked Amir Khan out.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
Sleep. But what can I?
And to be fair, out of those 4 fights, the only one he doesn't win is Bivol.
Yeah, and my theory is that it was the people fight that he actually changed him.
He's
I
not going to be
understand that.
evil.
Look, can I entertain that? Maybe he can have.
No, because
hold
y'all
on.
not Julius, and he asked Julius the question. Here's an example. Here's an example. This of the effect that I'm talking about, villain. When he didn't knock out Callum Smith, nobody was wondering about that. When he starts his undisputed run, he starts it. The first fight of the undisputed run was Callum Smith. He beat the fuck out of Smith. He bullied him, but he didn't knock him out. Nobody said nothing. Nobody said boo. But he goes in there with Saunders and he smashes his eye. goes in there with Caleb, and he ragdolls him. He leaves him slumped over the ropes, and that, you know, and Barrett, this is what, 2 years ago, right? About 2 years ago,
that
3
was
years ago.
2021 when he did that
Oh, all
again.
right, that's 3 years ago, right?
4 years ago.
But those two fights, the reason people wondering why he not knocking people out anymore, they keep expecting to see that when Canelo's knockouts were never that consistent. They weren't. He wasn't always knocking everybody out. He didn't even knock Daniel Jacobs down, much less knock him out. He didn't.
Maybe my expectation is too high, but a guy like Berlanga, who is such a flawed fighter, and even John,
did Berlanga fight Canelo the same way he fought Hamza?
I'm not gonna like I'm gonna be real that the Berlanga one, that looks bad, and of course I can explain it. Berlanga ran from him, bro. Berlanga didn't trade with Canelo anywhere near as much as he just tried to trade with this guy. He was actually trying to trade with him. He ran from Canelo. Like, bro, you ran, especially after he knocked you down. You ran. But at the end of the day, I do get why people are looking at him that, yo, Canelo's supposed to be this, he's supposed to be that, and he didn't knock out Edgar Berlanga. It's bad optics.
Well, the thing is, even John Ryder. I mean, John Ryder is a very good boxer, but he's a kind of a gatekeeper, a C-level fighter. And yeah, he knocked him down once, but I never felt like any time really that John Ryder was going to get put out. And if you end up seeing Canelo's fight after that fight, he actually got touched up pretty good by John Ryder.
Yeah.
And with all due respect, John Ryder's not going to go into the Hall of Fame unless.
But can we just say, because we're making this more complicated than it is, as if we can't just say Canelo's in decline? What if it's that?
Yeah, I mean, didn't he come off of a wrist surgery?
Can I
for the John
entertain
Ryder
that there
fight?
might be some physical decline as far as his hand issues is concerned? Because I remember when after the Bivol fight, he fought Golovkin, and then, you know, they were asking the same thing: why couldn't he knock out Golovkin, who was primed for the taking, right? You know, not, you know, soft to the body, but you know, he had like a cartilage damage in his hand, and that has me thinking like maybe he's just taking it easy that way because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a ticker issue where he just doesn't really care anymore. Could be that. Could be he's in decline. It could be the way that the guy was fighting. Because with Edgar, what I see is a guy who ran. If you ask me, why didn't he knock out Charlo? Well, Charlo ran.
Well, yeah.
Why didn't he knock out Berlanga? Well, Berlanga
The
ran.
only one that I really like, the only one that I really chastised him that he actually should have stopped was Jaime. But
Yeah.
Charlo, Berlanga, Skoll, like these
They
guys
ran.
ran. And then Ryder, the only reason I don't give him shit for Ryder is because he was coming off of a wrist surgery.
Yeah, like when you put it all together, it sounds a certain way, right? But at the end of the day, it is the truth. Charlo wasn't trying to fight. That dude ran. Now, I'm thinking, okay, those guys ran. You didn't knock them out. All right, bing. How do I know you still hit hard? They're running. They're running from a guy who's 5'7".
These are big ass dudes. These are 200-pound dudes.
I hear all that.
They're
but
running
here's
from
the
a.
thing,
They're
it's always-
literally. You got to understand that this is the stuff. Like, I'm not trying to play him a violin per se, but this is how weird it is when you watch too much boxing and you forget. Yo, Charlo is about 5'11". He got reach on Canelo, height on Canelo. I know you wasn't light in the ass the night of the fight. Why the fuck you running from a dude that's 5'7"? Why don't you just bully him?
Yeah,
I
can
hear
I
all that,
entertain
but-
the?
Hang on, Leo. I hear all that, but here's the thing: Canelo's always going to be the victim of that Kovalev knockout, because you went all the way up to light heavyweight and you knocked Kovalev the fuck out.
Yeah, but that was 2019, bro.
Yeah, and Kovalev was 74 years old.
Not even.
Yeah,
I
how
don't
old
even.
was he?
No,
He was
no.
like, what,
Honestly,
He went to two
no.
wars.
Honestly, I don't even.
74.
Shut the fuck up. I don't even
Fuck
do that.
you.
He was
Fucker.
36. He was literally 36, younger than Terrence Crawford is now. This is the stuff. This is the weird shit that happens in boxing. Kovalev was. I don't look at. No. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. They did this to Larry Holmes with Mike Tyson, and how old was Larry? 30-4. Give me a break. Nah, I'm not doing that. Kovalev wasn't old. Okay, Kovalev wasn't old. Kovalev got caught because he kept using a jab. It kept him in the fight. Eventually, Canelo got to him. But understand, you're talking about a fight from 2019. We're in 2025.
Canelo was like still in his 20s, bro.
Well, I don't know if he's. It
like
was a
29
while
years
ago, bro. It was a while ago, is what I'm saying.
Can
Now
I say
ask
something?
yourself. No. Stop interjecting. Ask yourself a question. If Charlo don't run, Does he go to distance? Because it seemed like as soon as Canelo hit him with a solid shot, he went down.
He kneeled before him.
If Edgar don't run, and he tries to trade with Canelo like he tried to trade with Hamza, Canelo don't knock him out. Running is the only thing that kept some of these guys in these fights.
Kneel
Can
before
I
Zog.
say something now?
Hey,
No, like I said, the only one that he really should have knocked out was Jaime. I genuinely
Kneel
think he
before
had
Diddy.
Hey,
Did you
Jules.
finish your shit?
I just want
Yeah,
the truth. Wants to know what danger can Bam be in?
What, with Kafu?
Yeah.
Well, Kafu's a bit taller than him, a bit longer than him. He has power. I don't think he has more power than Bam personally, because if you hit that hard, you would have knocked Kosei out. It's not like Kosei ain't been knocked out before, because
He can get under them arms, though.
You know, but personally, I expect Bam to finesse this guy because of the feet. I think that's what really separates them is the feet. Bam got the best feet in that whole fucking division. Cut angles on
a
him.
little tiny Loma.
Hit him in the blind spots. I think he's gonna get Kafu out of there. I don't want to be presumptuous, but I got Bam winning, you know, and I'm fairly confident Bam is gonna win. You know,
Well, Kafu sounds like an STD, like a new one.
It is.
You get that Kafu shit?
In Botswana,
Jesus.
that's an STD in Botswana. That's what they call it, Kafu.
Get the hell out of here.
Hey, that nigga got the Kafu, bro. That nigga got the
Kafu,
Kafu.
like
What
they don't
was
say
that laugh, dude?
They don't say the clap, they say the Kafu. He got that Kafu on him.
Yeah,
know,
like you can't smoke the blunt if you got the Kafu.
Not now you can't. If you got that
The
Kafu,
Kaku?
Yeah, you get cut out of rotation. He got
got
Kafu, bro. Don't pass it.
You
to
got
him, man.
Kaku. Don't touch my shit.
you know, you
got
can't be
Kaku
in
on
the
your lip.
cipher. You can't be in the cipher if you got that Kafu.
See, Kafu is when you drop a third on a coffee. There you go, coffee.
No. In India, Kafu is when the shit splashes in the water and a little bit touches your butt. That's
Oh,
Kafu.
dude, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Get the fuck
Is it
out
like-
of here.
That's what they call the kiss
Jules.
of the Kafu.
Is that what happened to you yesterday
The
when you
kiss
had
of the
mud butt?
Kafu.
When you had mud butt yesterday, did you just dump a load and it just splashed all over your ass?
That's what it was. It just like sploosh.
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Shout out to
Fucking
George
hate
the
that
Last
shit.
Patriot. Appreciate the super sticker. Yeah, like I've seen Kafu. He's not a bad fighter. It's just look at who Bam been in there with. Just it's very like bro, Bam been in there with Quadras, with Rumvisa, with Gallo, with Sonny, with fucking like and Kafu's best win is Kosei Tanaka. And you didn't even knock him out, and it wasn't emphatic. You won a split. It wasn't emphatic. Compare that to what Kazuto did to Kosei. He fucked him up. Kosei was never in that fight. So I don't really think Kafu hit that hard. The advantages he has is really that he's a little bit tall for Superfly, not even a lot, and a little bit long. But I got Bam winning that shit, man. I got Bam
By
winning that
knockout?
shit. Yeah, that's how I have it.
No, I was saying earlier.
Don't say nothing. Don't say
One of my
nothing.
coworkers is gonna be up there.
Shh. Somebody snoring. Did they wake up? Somebody was snoring.
Yeah.
Who was that?
It was country.
No, it ain't me.
Nah, it wasn't country. Country just spoke.
Was that Michael?
I think that's
Drew?
Ignacio. Was that Ignacio?
Country doesn't
I was
type.
muted, Jules.
Somebody was snoring, bro. I heard
Country
Is that fair?
doesn't
Well,
sleep.
you know what? You might have heard
Probably
my
is
fucking
fake.
Frenchie on
That's
the
true. Country doesn't sleep, dog. He's
Yeah,
like,
he just writes novels.
No,
He's
you,
like-
you high-key, you probably heard my
Country's-
Frenchie in the background.
Country's
She
like
don't know
a
to shut the
fucking
fuck up.
fruit bat. He's always awake.
That
bro.
nigga
He's like
said
a
fruit
fucking
bat.
fruit bat.
A fruit bat. Oh my god.
He's always awake, bro. But
Okay, so does Canelo, with that going back to Canelo, does Terrence Crawford taste the canvas for the first time in his career legitimately? Meaning, does Terrence Crawford go down? Does he get knocked down by Canelo?
this the shit that this could.
Oh, there it goes.
Hi.
I heard that.
Oh, nigga, I heard that shit.
You heard that shit?
Someone snoring?
That
Yeah.
sounds like a dog snoring.
All right. Let's 1, 2, 3. Be quiet. Let's see.
Fuck. All right, look. Here's
Nigga
the
said,
shit.
"Fuck."
Here's the shit. Here's the shit with this Canelo shit. Here's the shit with this Canelo shit. It's like I don't want to be one of these guys who's always defending his shortcomings. What you said about John Ryder, that's a fantastic point. There's guys that ran, you know, but John didn't run. John didn't
Wrist
run,
surgery,
John.
bro.
No.
Yeah, but you got
Really?
another hand. You got another hand.
No, that's right. You
Well,
can always
Mertz-
jerk it with the other hand.
This the shit. When
Catching and
Murtazaliev knocked out, did you hear why Murtazaliev kept using left hooks on Tim Tszyu? Because
He
his
was
right
standing
hand
there.
was his right hand was fucked up. He
Wait, so
couldn't throw
wait.
the-
Do you remember what wrist it was?
I don't know.
Right.
On Canelo, I don't know.
Because I don't think it even matters. Because honestly, Canelo be putting niggas down with that left.
But
and then
that's the
he's
point
dominantly
I'm
right,
making.
so, yeah.
If there's any fight that acts as an indictment against Canelo Alvarez's current physical condition, it really is the John Ryder. Because John was coming right at you. He's standing right in front of you. He wasn't hard to find.
Yes,
And you
sir.
didn't knock him out.
He
And then the
dropped
next
him and
fight,
broke his nose, though.
but the shit is, it's like when Hyman knocks him out, in fairness, John did get hit a fucking lot in that fight. And he said it himself. That was the first time somebody broke his nose. He said that. He got hit a lot in that. And he did get dropped 2 times in that fight. So,
Hey,
He got the shit beat out of him in the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
Like,
Jules,
Can I say something?
did you
Yeah.
happen to
No, you
catch
can't.
on the Boxing Voice Turkey Ali came through and he answered a lot of questions and he had a lot to say. He made the announcement that Subriel Matias will be fighting in November on that Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. He exposed a little bit about Jerron Boots Ennis. He had a lot to say in that interview, and as a matter of fact, like just being a part of it, like I have never seen Turkey, you know, on like a platform like that, like, you know, maybe the ring or something.
Did he show
but
you his dick?
He was like, huh?
Did he?
Why you being disrespectful?
why you do
You
what is
fucking
wrong with
asshole.
you, dog?
I wasn't
Man,
looking.
Yo,
share the
round
story.
one.
You
I
feel like
seen
a
it. I
prick.
seen it. It was a great interview. I seen it. It was a great interview. And it's cool that he did that because he talking to the people that he's selling the fights to, which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool.
Yeah,
But,
but he also said about the free pay-per-view, man. I thought that was pretty cool. And
Yeah,
I
he
asked you
covered
guys,
everything, man.
besides that bitch ass motherfucker, what you guys think about it?
I mean, like, nah. I thought it was good because I thought like the whole thing is good because, and that's what's different about this era than the one that we grew up in. Everything is interactive now. The dude.
Right.
The dude that's literally paying for all of this, that's putting all this shit together for us
Mm-hmm.
to watch, right? He literally sitting there chopping it up with the people.
Right.
That's
That's
dope.
endearing
that
to the
was so
fans.
cool,
But he's
man.
endearing himself to the fans.
That's dope, you know. And
thought that
I
was
like
cool.
that. What I also liked is we know that the dichotomy of how boxing is covered changed. That a lot of the guys that ask the boxers the questions, they're not really at liberty to ruffle feathers anymore because if they do, they don't get access. Where Turkey, he can ruffle those feathers. He can expose these people that look, I called the Dames and that motherfucker didn't answer me for 5 days.
Oiteto, yup. You're
Right.
Yeah, Turkey out
And-
there sticking fingers all in the ass.
So where that's different than what we've become used to in this era, you know that the journalists cannot expose the fighter without compromising their accessibility to the fighter, that they can't call them out on their bullshit. Turkey can, because I pay for all this shit. What the fuck you gonna tell me that I'm fucking lying? I pay for all this shit.
Yup.
So you can't sit there. Y'all could play games with each other. Y'all could play games with the media. You can't play games with me. Everybody know I got money. Everybody know I got money and I make fights. So if I say that I hit you up and you ain't want to talk to me for 5 days, I ain't that motherfucker. What the fuck do I got to lie about? About a fucking Carlos Adames. And people, that's the crazy shit that I was on Twitter and I seen people defending that shit. I'm like, see, y'all motherfuckers don't live in the real world because you don't even know how crazy you sound. You think a fucking dude with billions need to lie about Carlos Adames?
No.
Right.
Well, let me fucking chill out.
Yo, let me call my mother.
Let me chill out. Because a billionaire, no, because Carlos would never, right? Like, get the fuck out of here, fam. Get out of here.
Carlos is above reproach. There's no way Carlos could ever do that.
He even said.
Do you understand? You saying that a dude that got billions of dollars got to sit here lying about a $5 ass collar? Like, really, fam? Really?
Yeah, I get it.
Motherfuckers don't live in reality with Boots, and we was talking about the Boots shit. We was talking about the Boots shit. That is it wrong? Is it wrong for Boots to want 2 tune-ups? Because when Virgil first moved up to 154, he did get 2 tune-ups. Frederick Lawson, Thomas Delorme. He did. It wasn't Sergey Boachuk right away. It wasn't Madrimov right away. He did get 2 tune-ups. So when Boots asked for 2 tune-ups, is that a duck or is it fair?
He said that if you want to do that tune-up shit, do that shit with Ed Hearn.
No, and I'm not, and no, con eso I'm not mad at that. Con eso I'm not mad at that because it makes sense that, manín, yo no te voy a darte fucking $10 million.
Correct.
To fucking to be here jerking off. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Si tú quieres pelear con gente así, okay, go back to Philly to the. What was the famous shit in Philly? Country?
The Blue Horizon.
Go to the Blue Horizon and go, go jerk off.
Blue
whatever.
Oyster.
The Blue Oyster, right? With the assless chaps.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Why do you know that? Why you gotta say Country knows all about that? What are you inferring? That Country's
that he's the only one up here that's as old as me. Country's the only one up here that's as old as me.
That's
the rest of y'all. The rest of y'all in y'all 20s and 30s.
Bro, I'm older than you are.
Thank you.
You're not older than me, bro. I'm fucking old, bro. Fucking old, bro. Okay.
I'm 51.
I have a corn intolerance. That's how fucking old I am.
Okay, you got it.
Christ.
You're good.
Fucking old I am.
With Jesus and Moses.
If I eat a corn taco, I get a stomach ache that feel like a stabbing pain. That's how fucking old I am, motherfuckers. That's old. Gotta watch what I eat and shit now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Jules is an old man. I'm 21. So yeah,
you motherfuckers is young out here. Y'all, you live it up for me, round one. Do it for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But I appreciated that shit. And look, I fuck with the Turk. I fuck with the Turk. Like what he doing, because it's not just making fights. It's the accountability. In the last year and a half and 2 years, right, that he's been doing his thing and all of that, you're seeing more accountability that. Yo, anybody who don't want to be at Riyadh season, you know why. If you don't want to be at Riyadh, what we doing at Riyadh? We making big fights for big money. Why wouldn't you want to be there? Because you're not about that. You're not about that. You bought the endless tune-up fights. You just want to tune up and tune up and tune up and tune up. Because you can't pretend that the money not there. You don't got to worry about pay-per-view sales. You don't got to worry about the promoter. You don't got to worry about none of that. Everything is set for you. And the only thing it'll take for you to do is to want to be there. And whoever you don't see over there, you know why. You know what Floyd Schofield, Teofimo, Carlos, you know why. I know Javante. I know why y'all want to go over there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to end up like Wilder in that Zhang fight. You know what I mean? You don't want to end up like that. Riyadh season is separating the pretenders from the contenders, bro. Very simple. And I appreciate that. And at the same time, like I said, members of the media know things that are happening behind the scenes, but they're not at liberty to divulge them because they don't want to lose access. So they got us softball questions. Hey, Javante, what kind of condoms do you use? Stupid shit that nobody wants to fucking know.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Well, what do you order from Instacart?
Hey, Javante, whenever you beat on the women, do you use the backhand or the front hand?
So when you hit them in the car crash, do you run to the left or to the right? And
Right. So you know that he's bringing in accountability, and he's in a position to call out the bullshit. Because a lot of guys won't. They're like, nah, I'm not playing with y'all. You could act with everybody out there. You can't act with me. I got billions, you fucking jackasses. Billions. The fuck I need to lie about y'all $2 ass. Do you understand how fucking ridiculous it is? There's people on Twitter right now saying, "Yo, Turkey lying, man. Carlos, you know what I'm saying? Carlos, like, what's wrong with a lot of y'all? Did Carlos sign a T-shirt for y'all or something? Fuck is wrong with a lot of y'all?
Can he give you the reach
Yeah,
around?
whatever he
It's like,
did, it was the
reach
same
around.
thing that Norman's did for Brim.
Motherfuckers really think a dude. The dude probably got like 1,000 virgins. All of them got big bush, man.
That
Big
nigga said
pussy.
1,000 virgins.
Big bush, big pussy, big spices, bro. Come on, curry. What type?
Yo.
man,
Right?
Dick all the way
What
down to
the
the
fuck?
floor.
fucking
I'm
virgins,
just
bro.
asking. Why would a billionaire? Why would he need to lie about a Carlos Adames, fam? Make it make sense.
Honestly, bro, that's broke nigga mentality, bro. That's just all that shit is.
He lying, yo. That shit, like,
yo,
what the
the
fuck?
fucking impression.
It's crazy, yo. Like, what's wrong
Yo,
with y'all, yo?
honestly,
Yo,
yo, hold on. Honestly, yo, that's how you know Jules wasn't shit in school. That nigga talked so much shit. I can
Wasn't.
tell,
If I'm
bro.
still doing this now with this fucking age, imagine.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Imagine when he was an immature asshole, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Amateur
Amateur
asshole.
but
Now
for
he's a mature
real, like,
asshole.
but for real, like, it's like the stuff you see. So I appreciate that it's becoming the boxing experience is now a much more interactive experience because he not doing all this shit from a distance where you can't talk to me and you can't ask me nothing. And that's another
Heyman.
reason. That's what I was alluding to. That's another reason that, yo, dog, you could take him at his word. You know why? He actually show his face. Yo, you got something you want to ask me? I'm
It
right
comes from the
here.
horse's mouth, bro.
For real. So when he tell me, nah, I'm not fucking with Teofimo. Nah, Carlos don't want to fight. Nah, Boots want 2 tune-ups and 2 fucking bags of tuna fish. Yeah, I believe it. Because what does a billionaire need to come out lying about
Said
y'all
2
little,
bags of tuna fish.
right? Like, what fuck? Like, you think fucking Turkey got to sit there making up stories about y'all motherfuckers? Do you know how fucking dumb you sound?
Especially when he's trying to get fights on his fucking cards. Like, he's looking to pay your dumbasses.
You know what the good thing about Turkey really is too is he countered that bullshit that started with Floyd, where I earned the right to fight who I want and pick and choose who I want to fight. No, that was never part of boxing. No, you don't. And now everybody says fucking with Turkey, you're gonna lose your own. And it's the truth, but you know what? It's making boxing better. It's giving us the fights we want to see. If Turkey wasn't here, it would be sucking way worse.
Yeah,
you know, another thing. Sorry, I just want to ask him real quick. One thing too, that whenever you have a guy like that, I wouldn't say so far at this point in time that fans look up to a guy like Turkey, but they respect him. When you become presentable and when you allow yourself to come in contact with fans and you present yourself as a normal guy, people are going to be more inclined to want to buy your product, and they're going to be more inclined to want to be a part of what you're doing because they feel like there's some sort of connection. While it being artificial, it still feels realer than, say, a guy who's sitting behind, a screen, won't have his picture taken, won't interact with anybody. Fans want to feel that. And I think boxing fans kind of feel they have a desire and obligation to be able to get closer to not only the fighters, but also people involved in boxing. And presenting that face is highly beneficial to growing the sport as well.
Fuck you, country.
Where did everybody go?
Yeah, no, everybody got fucking quiet.
Everyone got real quiet. Like,
No, it's
Silence
not
was
that. It's
deafening. You
Julius.
heard that shit?
Julius
taking a
left.
shit.
Hey, Leo, what were you gonna say, man? Because you never got a chance to say what you wanted.
It was a people fight for me. What it made Canelo change how his mind, how he approaches the fight. Because I think the reason why Canelo performed in the way that he performed against people, because to me he won like 2 rounds, no more than that, on that fight. And the reason was you not only got outclassed by people because he was bigger, because he had a style that didn't suit you. It was because you got out. Canelo was missing a lot of punches. And when you miss a punch for that much, in the way Canelo throws it, that's really detrimental for your performance because you're basically missing haymakers every 20, 30 seconds. That's not good. And I don't know if he's slowing down because of his age, or maybe it's because he cannot use the pets that he used to utilize before, that Clembuter or whatever the fuck he was using before. But right now, he cannot afford to throw the amount of punches that will allow him to knock out people at this weight. Because by now he knows if he goes for the knockout and he doesn't get the kill, he doesn't get the knockout, he's gonna lose a lot of stamina. And losing stamina for Canelo, right? And losing stamina, gassing out for Canelo at this stage could be really fucking bad.
Yeah, that shit could be detrimental.
Very true.
It's more detrimental now because he's older. Now is before was like, for example, when he was fighting Golovkin in the second time. Yeah, you were tired. You were fucking fighting Golovkin punch for punch. You were doing a lot. But even when you were throwing a lot of punches, you were using a lot of energy, you were still young.
Yeah, it's 27.
And maybe you had a little bit of help at that time. Maybe, who knows? But right now, after the people fight, I can tell that you cannot recover at the same weight. And when you are not able to recover how you want, you look like shit. Like really like, because that people fight at the last 4 rounds, Canelo was looking terrible. But that was because he was so fucking tired that he could throw a fucking punch like every 20 seconds because he didn't have any fucking energy. So right now, yeah, you can hurt a guy with a one punch. Canelo punches really hard. But at super middleweight, you need to throw more punches in order to knock out these bigger guys. And you don't want to because you are worried that you could gas out if you don't get the kill.
But Leo, I don't think he can. I mean, I just don't think physically if you'll notice the timeline of him as a fighter, when he was a much younger guy with more energy, he was the typical come forward Mexican style, throw a lot of punches, but his output has only digressed over and over and over.
No, he wasn't, bro. No, you're full of shit. Canelo was never fucking just a straight come forward.
But there were definitely fights he had where he
Canelo was always a bit of a boxer puncher. He was always a counter puncher.
Are you saying that Canelo throws as many punches now as he did a decade ago?
That's motherfucker. That's not what you said.
But I'm asking you a question. I didn't say that. I'm asking you a question.
That's not a fucking fair question.
And I'm not a motherfucker.
Obviously he does,
don't talk.
But
I don't
you're
know
not
the fuck
gonna
you think
fight
you
at
are.
one weight the same way you're gonna fight at a fucking higher weight with bigger guys with longer reach, with more power that are more durable. You're not gonna fight that same way. Ours hard.
The dude first of all, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. And second of all, me making a statement.
I'm real talk boxing. Well, we'll talk combat now.
I was trying to talk boxing, but you tried to become a bitch. So I don't know what you're talking about.
So I just schooled you.
You didn't school me on anything. So
you're gonna fight at 154 the same way you're gonna fight at 168. You want to go back and look at the punch stats?
Are you gonna try to
tell
me
that fight at 168 the same way you're gonna fight at 154?
He doesn't fight at 168, or he doesn't fight at 154 anymore, right?
Right.
He doesn't fight at 135.
So are you going to fight the same way at 168 that you would at 154?
It depends on the style who you're fighting.
That's what you're comparing him to, though.
I'm comparing to a younger guy who had a
that
higher
fought
output.
at a lower weight.
Irregardless, are you trying to tell me these guys at 168 who don't throw a lot of punches? Is that what you're claiming?
That's
everybody
not Canelo.
fights the same
That's
way
never
at
been
168.
Canelo style.
Everybody at 168 throws the same
Okay,
amount of punches.
I have to interject. You can go to any fucking Canelo fight, and you can see him throwing 3, 4, 5 punch combination. That shit stopped a long time ago, and I will dare to say that shit stopped the moment after the Bivol fight. Those long combinations of Canelo that to the body, to the head, that shit is stopped. And now he goes for the haymakers because I think he knows that is the only energy he can afford to
Está
spend.
poniendo
in a fight.
viejecito el Canelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe second booter that is not allowed to use anymore.
No, para mí, todavía lo está usando. But well, at this point, the reason I would say maybe he's not using, well, maybe he is, maybe he isn't, you know, because it depends. His age is hard to lose weight after a certain age, but he's not fluctuating in weight anymore, which is why I would say maybe he's not using it because he's not going up and down in weight anymore. He's been at 68 for what, the last 5 fights?
Yeah, no, that
4 or
clip
5
was definitely
fights?
to cut weight. Yeah.
That's what that was for. When he got caught, it was because he went from 54 to 64 to 60. Then he stayed at
Didn't
60
the nigga
for
go up
2
to 75 and then back down to 60?
75 to 60. It's like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure that's what that was for. Most motherfuckers don't move up and down like that.
In synthesis, what I'm telling you is Canelo is now very wary. You see him fight, is very wary in the amount of energy that he spends in a round. Because those
he needs more steroids.
He's better steroids.
It's a jab, a haymaker, and a body punch. 3 punch, maybe 4 punch. And then he stops, he waits for a counter punch, and he sulks a little bit more. But those 3, 4, 5, 6 punch combination that we're talking about a Canelo 5 years ago, no, that shit stopped. That performance against Callum Smith, that he was throwing like 10 punches, bowling Callum Smith from one side of the ring to the other, that shit is stopped after the Bivol fight because now he's gassing out more often. He's older.
He needs fucking better clenbuterol. He needs like clenbuterol times 2, bro.
He needs clean buterol.
Clean buterol, right? That it fucking it makes your dick bigger. You run
Shut the fuck up,
nigga. I'm fucking sleepy. I'm going to sleep, man. Fuck y'all. I'm going to sleep.
All right,
All right, man.
I'll see y'all on Saturday.
Fuck you, Leo.
Oh shit, let me read the super chat. Shout out to George. Which would be better next? Stevenson versus Muratalla, Tank versus Muratalla, or come on, you know the answer to that one. Stevenson versus Tank. Shakur's the best 135-pounder currently. Tank's the biggest name. I agree with all of that, but the best fight is obvious out of those choices. It's the Tank fight. Biggest profile, biggest money, biggest consequences. Good night and good luck to all.